Cable TV La da dee da 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 da.
I
La
think.
da dee da 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 da. La da dee da 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 da.
So, good evening, folks. We've just gone straight into it. Let me get a broadcast up. We've got, well, I've got some serious issues this evening with sound, so it's going to be a silent broadcast in terms of iRacing, because
It's
uh,
broken.
it's broken. It's broken. So we're going to just go straight into this because they have actually started racing already. We'll do some other updates later, but you're not going to hear any cars because my systems are having arguments with one another. We are at Brands Hatch for week 11 of the BSTV TCR Challenge Cup, and they have already started racing. I'm peeping. I'm in the booth with Strahlen Toon. Good evening to Alan.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening.
Hey,
Don't be fraught. Good
don't
evening,
be fraud.
folks.
So we're just going to jump straight in there and watch these guys.
It's first lap.
Yeah, they've just launched, so apologies for the disappointment of not watching them actually launch, but this is going to be better than nothing at all. You actually may be able to hear it, and I can't, folks, although I don't seem to have any kind of desktop audio for iRacing either at the moment, which is annoying. So yes, it's going to be a silent broadcast in terms of cars. So right now, Alan, Stephen Walker is away at the races, and
Yes.
Sam Blees has already overtaken Jamie Jeffrey, who gridded second.
And Navid, has he got past Navid as well?
He has got past Navid.
Wow, goodness me, Sam.
Yeah,
You're rocket powered. Look at that.
we can go back and look at that because I was actually already playing it at the time that it happened, so that's good. We will have a look at it shortly. A very quick and short track, Alan, this version of it, the Indy circuit.
Oh,
Not much
I
room
love
for
it,
error.
Pete.
Yeah.
I love this place. I mean, it's just a fantastic short circuit. Raced just about everything imaginable around this circuit, and everything. It's just a very exciting. Never lets up for a second. Short circuit, one of the best on iRacing for me.
Yes. It is very very intense. It's a track that I've always liked in all of the cars that I've raced in. Funnily enough, we've got some battling going on back here with JB. He's gone
Oh,
sideways. Straightening
oh,
out.
famous. That corner's famous for that, isn't it?
It
That
is.
just as it leans around there, the angle's wrong, the camber's wrong, everything's wrong. The back end wants to come around desperately and meet you in the middle. Yeah, exciting stuff. It doesn't let up this, and it's the character of it. You wouldn't think you were at Brands. It's so completely away from the staid, dignified English character. It's like a wild, rollicking ride. It's mad in Legends. It's mad in the trucks. It's awesome in MX5s, and it's
Oh, look at
a
that.
Titanic struggle in these. The
Yeah.
front wheel drive around these corners. It just knows every leading in.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Fiona and JB having a bit of a battle back here. Oh, that was a bit of
Whoa.
a side swipe there. Well, it
Ah.
was just two cars getting onto the same bit of tarmac, to be honest. But yes, it's all going on back here at the moment. JB recovering and overtaking Matt Flannery there. Further forward, Pete Newman in a little, well, not in a little train of cars, he's in a massive train of cars. He's got a lot going on.
Or to get by, it's tough to pass.
It is. It is. Where are we at the minute? We are just 5 laps in. I say just 5 laps in because we're going to do about 600 laps in this 20 minutes, I think, Alan.
Yeah, well, they're short and swift, aren't they, Pete?
They are, yeah.
Especially with these guys. Crikey, they fly around here.
Yeah, they do. Gerald Larkinen seems like he's got Jamie Wilson, who I have to say self-sacrificed and joined us to try and fix this sound issue because he is very technologically advanced and I am particularly not.
They did a great job because we're
Did.
sitting here talking to you.
Exactly. Renee and Dietmar getting a shout out from Jan Manthai on the chat. I've probably said your name wrong there, Jan. Where are your boys at the moment? Renee is languishing in 15th. That's not normally where we see him. And Dietmar, you can see him just 2 cars back there.
The gaps are opening up a bit, Pete. Here,
Yeah, who's that that's gone super wide? That was
that's
Christopher
one of
Smith.
the
RD Simsport cars.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
It's Christopher Smith, that one.
Is it Chris? Right.
Yeah.
Right, he's down there.
Yeah.
Next to Mr. Needham
Yes.
and Dietmar, right.
Chris Needham had a good
Well,
one.
he's got plenty on his hands then, because
Yeah.
they're a racy crowd.
Yeah, and Matt Flannery and Jason Haddington going at it fully ding dong at the back.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
It's such a great place to race. Look at this team. It's just, this hairpin's just sweet, isn't it?
It is.
You get it
It's
right,
lovely.
you can pin it. But there's so much danger. This is a dangerous
Oh,
place.
that's wide from Matt Flannery. I've got to be a slowdown out there somewhere, surely.
Well, you can get away with quite a lot there.
Can
I
you?
don't know how quite wide. Yeah, there's that big mesh piece out there that is quite kind.
And look at this. Alex Savellano-Lado in a TCR. Back with us, racing again.
Nice one.
Yeah, in a good position here, just in front of Jay Corley. This is the battle for 11th place. It's a 2-car affair, according to SDK, in the battle box in the bottom right-hand corner of your screens. JB Dejoux in the thick of it yet again. He's now caught up again with Fiona. Let's see what happens at this.
Oh, look at this side by side. Go on, B. Go on, JB. Oh, they'll be loving this, won't they?
Yeah. Again, Matt Flannery going for the super wide line and making it work. You don't get a slow down, do you? At all. You're right. Yeah. Oh, Jay Corley here is get on the inside of Alex Savellano-Lado coming out of Clearways. It is Clearways, isn't it? And gets that done. Yeah, ask you another. Yeah. This is a favoured track of a lot of people, but not this format of it, Alan. They prefer.
No, I know. They're all wrong.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, but it's very hard to get by.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really very many places where they apply the brakes at all.
No, you don't need to, do you? You can just let the car run its speed off.
Well, even the places where traditionally you might slow down a bit, these cars are so good around the hairpin.
Yes.
They whip round there, and these guys don't lose the line. They're just hogging the line, aren't they? They're not going to make room for you.
No, definitely not.
So here as well, down this little crest, sometimes you can get a run on somebody.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of space.
No, and going into Druids here, it's one line through this usually.
Yeah, pretty much.
So no overtaking through there. Down the hill here towards Graham Hill.
You can get side by side through Druids.
Yeah.
People do it. Plenty of people done it to me.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at the cars at the very front. So Stephen Walker not really getting away. Sam Blee's keeping him honest, and Naveed very much on the Sam Blee's case.
This is a dangerous trio, and Jamie's not far away, is he?
No, he's got a bit of air in front and behind, but I know that Spencer McCarthy, this is one of Spencer's favourite tracks. Again, I think he'd prefer the bigger version of this circuit.
I think everybody does.
Well, yeah.
Because it's pretty much beloved place, these brands.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a devoted bunch. I'm one of them, and there's a few in the result who love brands.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got this group of cars here, which is, well, I said a minute ago that well, Jamie was on his own. He's not anymore. The timing has now caught up with him for 4th place. So the battle for 4th is actually 7 cars deep now, with Daniel Mills at the back end of it. And then you've got a big gap back to Alex, Jay, Pete Van Gool, Renee, Chris Needham and Christopher Smith. They're all pretty much in the hunt here.
Yes, and they're all capable of the same pace as the guys in the front.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're...
Jay Corley had to bail out. Jay got spooked.
A bit late on the old break, is there, I think?
Yeah, Jay got spooked by the fact that Alex went off track. Nothing really that Alex did wrong, but he didn't. Then Jay didn't know which way to go, left or right, and he chose the one that made him.
It went both ways.
He went both ways, yeah. So
It's just so. I mean, everyone's capable of these lap times. All these guys here are capable of these lap times. Often people have got eyes in the back of their heads because it's it's hard to get by, but these guys breathing down your neck, it's not comfortable.
no, and Sam Blease is now fully caught up with that Honda of Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker. So
Well, watch out for Sam.
yeah,
He had a stunning return to form last week.
yeah, it was brilliant. We're gonna have to see exactly what he can do. I mean, the Elantra's clearly quick, right? And even that Audi in Navid's hands is super rapid.
Yes, I get the distinct feeling that it doesn't matter what Navi he's driving, it's going to be quick.
Yeah, shopping trolley maybe.
Probably. I should think he'd be competitive in an MX-5 among this lot.
Yeah.
It's just rocket powered chap.
Yeah. Laura O'Connor is already on the chat, so she's obviously his race engineer, and permits him to race. Let's say. So she'll be probably screaming at him, saying, don't lose those front two and stay in the tow, and why you're not using the pedal on the right. This is this is the sweaty battle here now for fifth. So that means that Jamie Jeffrey has got himself a gap, and he's got himself quite a big gap. I don't know how he's managed that. That's good.
Look at this, Spencer and Simon,
Yeah.
Pete Newman. All these guys, they're all big, like in the top 10. We're blessed, aren't we?
We are, and we've got these three towards the back here thrashing it out. Not sure why, but Jason Kiley Haddington has had to go to the pits because of this.
Oh, no. Oh.
What happened here? Is that Fiona? Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
So, not sure whether. Not sure whether Jason started braking a bit early for where Fiona thought he would be braking.
No, I don't.
Bit weird that one.
It was a bit weird, but nothing obvious.
No, not at all. So this is Stefan Goebel hunting down Dietmar Hoos. These guys are both up from their start positions. Somewhere behind them is Jamie Wilson, the IT saviour of BSTV.
Yes.
Alino Kerr says, I think he is toasted. Yes, he was very much toasted. You're going to need a lot of butter on that toast to make it edible. So, round we go again with these guys. They are on lap 16. We are just beyond halfway through this race already. We're going to do, 30 laps? Easy, I would think. Jay Corley.
They're going to get dizzy. They go around there so fast, it must be a bit centrifuge-like.
Yeah, Jay Corley's been off track as well. So this must have been an Alex Lado.
It's easy thing. It's very easy just to get off track.
This was the off track.
Oh!
So you can see what's happened there. We saw that live anyway, so sorry, folks. And now Alex,
exciting moment for Jay there.
Yeah. Now it's Pete Van Gool's chance to have a go at Alex Sevillano later.
That's not easy.
Jay Corley's back on the back of this group again.
Yes.
So he's caught up with them.
He's flying. I think he's got really good pace. It looks to me like he's really quick, Jay, around here.
And that we just had a little bit of a battle between Stefan and Dietmar, and Stefan's bested Dietmar. I think that was coming out of Graham Hill. It must have been, actually. Let's have a look. Oh no, it must be Druids then. Up to Druids and down the inside.
Oh.
Is it going to be under the brakes? Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
beautifully done.
And Dietmar gave him a mile of room.
Yes, he did, didn't he? That was very courteous.
Yeah.
All very gentlemanly conduct. We like that.
Yeah. Stephen Walker still at the front here. Getting points.
It's catching, but it's one thing catching Stephen, isn't it? But getting by him on this circuit, you're depending on him making a mistake.
Yes, you are. So over the curbs at Paddock Hill, up towards Druids, heavy on the brakes, into second gear normally, and then follow that inside line round. Really, you can't afford to press the gas pedal until you have all four wheels pointing in the right direction.
Not nice, like spinning around.
Well, where is Kylie? Still in the pits.
Uh,
Sadly, yeah. Oh,
oh,
JB
crikey,
sideways.
JB. That was a bit of excitement for you there, old chap.
It was under a bit of pressure here from Matt Flannery with Joe Larkin.
Wow,
Where's
this is exciting. It must be very nice to be in those cars. Look at this, it's close, absolutely close conduct racing here. And
It
these
is.
chaps are really stuck into each other. There's no old barred. They're loving it. And who can blame them?
I know. So this is JB's view right now out of the front of this Hyundai Elantra. Let's see what sort of pace he gets in the tow behind that Honda, because the Elantra is usually pretty good in the tow, and he's not quite got enough track to do anything to get alongside. He's waiting for a mistake, isn't he, from the car in front?
Yes, well, that's pretty much what happens when you get so many. I mean, they're all really good drivers, and they're all very much of a pace
Yeah.
around a short circuit like this. The places where you can get past somebody, nobody's really appreciably much quicker or slower than anybody else. So you
No.
really are waiting for mistakes to happen because these guys don't make many, frankly.
No, you're
And
right.
they're holding their lines really tight. They're not being wide. They're not giving
Ooh.
you, oh, no invitation, stick your nose in, like
Yeah.
you would do if I was driving. You get an invitation, stick your nose in somewhere. These guys don't give invitations away. They're
No.
mean, and they won't party up, and they just stick to that line like glue, and it's damn difficult to get by them.
Yeah, it is. And this is probably one of the hottest battles we've got on track. This battle round
Well, this is one of the
JB.
places where you can maybe get in if somebody's wide through there, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
probably the best overtaking spot on this little circuit, I would say.
It is, yeah.
Someone just getting a bit of wide going around that little loop. But of course, you create opportunities and mistakes by this kind of pressure.
You do. We've got other battles going on. This is I say this is the closest. Jamie Wilson has caught Dietmar now, and is hot on his tail.
But they'll be enjoying that as well.
This
There isn't a guy anybody on this track who isn't absolutely a racer
no, and because the
through
track,
and through.
yeah, because the track's so short now, they're actually catching some of the slightly slower drivers, the developing drivers. So Fiona's in the thick of this battle here, which is the battle for 13th place. We're at 18 minutes. There's only 2 minutes to go, which is at least 20,
If he's
20
getting out
laps.
of the way, that's good driving by Fiona.
It is on this track. Anthony Hilton doing the same thing, letting the lead cars
When
go
it's so tight as this, people are going to get lapped,
Yes.
especially in the big race. You just got to expect it, and we just need some clean, sensible, mature overtaking and sensible.
Ooh.
People will let you go, but they'll be flagged through, won't
Ooh.
they?
Yeah, that was Jamie and Dietmar.
Yeah,
getting very
Jamie's done
side by
it.
side. He's through. Matt Flannery's just gone through on both JB and
Oh,
Jura.
JB's trying to get back on the inside again. Here, look, you see, this is it.
Yeah.
Get on the inside.
This is good. This is good racing.
Oh, it's exciting stuff. I was surprised to see Alex at the back of the three of them.
He's not going to be for long, but it's not Alex. That's Jura Larkinen. He's not
Oh,
got
is
his
that
Jurassic
Jura?
paint on the front. He's back to
Oh,
standard.
of course.
Hydra race.
Yes, got his new
racing
paint on. Is
forces.
that his new shiny paint then?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, he's got it scratched already, look.
Right.
Nice one.
Yeah,
Well,
let's.
he'll be proud. I hope he's proud to be wearing that paint. That's very nice. I like people getting in teams. It adds so much to the richness of iRacing life being in a team,
It does.
partnering up with people.
I think Stephen's about to pick up white flag, so we are going to go for 25 laps, not 30.
25
I
laps.
I can't calculate.
Well, yeah.
So Stephen Walker from Samblees from Naveed Hussain, but all the action's been further back from them. In a lot of battles is the best way to describe it. There is no better way.
It's very difficult for these people to get by each other, and they look very nicely lined up, and then they've all got to give themselves a bit of room. They don't want to be crashing just at this stage of things.
No, they don't. We're gonna have to keep an eye
It's
on
all
the
points.
leaders.
There's points. Every one of those is points on the table. A finish.
Yeah, the leaders are approaching the final corner.
Well,
they're over the over the line now. I misread the map. True fact. Nobody's surprised by that. So over the line we come.
Oh, PC flashlights.
Yeah.
There you go.
And no surprises. This isn't going to take long to finish this because the lap was only what. One lap was 48 seconds long. That's
yes.
So,
I wish I could do a 48-second lap. I've got to say.
It's very impressive.
It's pretty rapid, that is.
You can do that in an F1 car, I don't think. Not for me, anyway.
Probably you could, but I'm not sure it'd be a lot of fun. But bringing a Formula One car around here is a lot of fun, of course.
It is, yeah. So that was for the bits that you managed to see, folks. After I got going, that was a pretty good race. Further back, the front was kind of static, wasn't it? Really.
It's what you expect because of the excellence of the drivers.
Yes.
They know how to hold a line, and they don't make many mistakes.
No, they don't. So Stephen Walker took the top spot in what is race number 20. I think this is 20 for Spectre 6. Sam Blees was second for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, and his teammate Naveed Hussain over the line in third to get the final podium position there. So well done to those three.
Fantastic points.
Very, very big points, and we'll have a look at some of the standings very quickly in a minute. Jamie Jeffrey finished fourth, a couple of places back. That's probably because his nuts are sore. Don't know whether you've seen that little video on Discord, but you should watch it because it's funny. Spencer McCarthy finished fifth for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Simon Trendle sixth for Team Chimera, and Martin Shirley was the first Pro-Am class car over the line for RD Simsport. We usually see Daniel Mills in that position, don't we, Alan? So Martin ousting his teammate out
these are guys that plug and play. They drive so well together.
Yeah, they do.
God.
Yeah. Logan McKinsey finished 8th for Result X Pure Sims, for Sim Racing Grid. And Pete Newman finished in 9th for Result X Pure Sims. There we go. Daniel Mills finished second in class, 10th on track for RD Simsport, with Alex Sevillano Ledo in 11th for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and Pete Van Gool in 12th for Result X Pure Sims, and third in class. So good result for Pete Van Gool. Rene Earhart 13th for Cutting Corny TCR team. Chris Needham 14th for Air Smart Racing, with Christopher Smith in 15th for RD Simsport. Jay Corley finished 16th for Result X Pure Sims. Stefan Goebel 17th for VTS Esports. Jamie Wilson 18th for Team Chimera, but I'll take the blame for that one. 19th was Deep Marhus for Cutting Corny TCR team, and seemed to be in the thick of all the action, along with Matt Flannery in 20th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. JB Dejoux, who was never off the screen, in 21st for BSTV Pink. Yeah. Jura Larkinen, 22nd for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Just seems to just happen when I say it. And then we had the whole of the AM class field. Andrew Littler got top spot and top AM class car this evening for Work Car by Result. Anthony Hilton, 24th and second in class for Mellow Motorsport, and then Fiona Siddons on that podium for AM in 25th, Work Hard by Result. Chris Dixon just outside that podium in 26th and 4th in class for Work Hard by Result. And then we saw what happened to Jason Haddington, sadly exiting into the barriers for Air Smart Racing. Full of drama for some. But
it's a hustle and bustle, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah.
It's non-stop. Everybody's trying hard to get by and make places. So very difficult.
Yeah.
But when they get through, there was so much competition for a pass, and Of course, it made for a lot of really very exciting cheek by jar racing.
It did, yeah. I mean, there's obviously we've got a pit stop somewhere in this race. You would assume that if we did 25 laps in the first one, then it'll be something like 49 laps, 48 laps in the second one, depending on how long a pit lane run and a pit stop takes. Let's just have a quick, and it's going to be a very quick look at the standings. So Stephen Walker leads the championship and the Pro Championship on 1,958 points, just 6 points clear of Logan at the minute.
Wow.
That's
Goodness.
all it is at this point in the season with only 3 races to go.
Oh dear me, this is
That's
so
epic.
tight, isn't it?
Yeah, that's ridiculously close. Even Jamie Jeffrey's not that far away in third, but he's got some pressure, 80 points worth of pressure behind him from Simon Trendle, and then Pete Newman rounds out the top 5. Some names that are not in the top 5 that you'd normally expect to be there, Alan.
Well, Pete, there's only room in the top five.
I know, yeah.
This is the problem
Damn it.
with it.
Damn
I
those.
think they should extend it to 10, the
Yeah.
top 5, really.
Damn that maths.
'Cause, you're right. We've
Yeah.
got 3 top 5s in the top 15.
Yeah. And then in Pro-Am, Daniel Mills on 1691 leads the way. Rene Earhart got a bit of work to do there, 130 points behind nearly. And then Martin Shirley in third. There's Nardi, Simsport and Cutting Corny TCR battle that for the top. And then very quickly looking at AM, because we're about to go to grid again. In the AM class standings, Anthony Hilton on 1051 leads the way, but not by a great deal over Fiona, who's under mega pressure from Chris Dixon, who was a one-time leader. Well, they're both one-time leaders of this particular class of car. We're going to go back to wherever it's gone there, as people are starting to join the grid now. I'm going to extend grid in, and I'm going to run you guys through the grid. So Christopher Smith, who finished 15th in the first race, will lead us away. I'm going to do names only. Chris Needham will go off second. Who's that flashing your lights? Stop flashing your lights. You're one of the good ones, aren't you? Isn't that Daniel Mills? Rene Earhart off third. Pete Van Gool off fourth. Fifth will be Alex Sevillano-Lado. Daniel Mills off sixth. Seventh will be Pete Newman. Logan McKinsey off eighth. And we'll talk about ATC, the league in America, shortly as well, because that started 2 days ago. Ninth will be Martin Shirley. 10th will be Simon Trendle. 11th will be Spencer McCarthy. 12th will be Jamie Jeffrey. 13th you will see Naveed. 14th Sam Blees. Stephen Walker off 15th. Jay Corley off 16th. Stefan Goebel off 17th. Jamie Wilson off 18th. Dietmar Hoos 19th. Matt Flannery off 20th. 21st will be JB Dejoux. 22nd will be Jura Larkinen. 23rd will be Andrew Littler. 24th Anthony Hilton. Can't find my button. 25th will be Fee. Chris Dixon off 26th and Kylie off last. And we hope for better fortunes for Kylie in this race.
Indeed we do.
Yes. Right, so, but not for Fee because she's flashing her lights again. So, we get ready for the start of this race. It's going to be hectic.
Oh, we're still waiting for people on the grid.
Yeah, there's a few cars not joined. And we should be getting lights soon. Because now, no Jason. So here we go. Lights are coming on. Jason is not joining the grid. I don't know whether he's just had enough after exiting stage left in the first race. But we are go in the second. That looked pretty good from everyone in the field. Actually, didn't seem to be anyone bogging down. Although Chris Needham has already got a car on his inside, and that is Rene Earhart into second place straight away for Cutting Corny TCR team. And Chris Needham again slipping a little bit backwards. He knows how to win because he's a previous champion in this series, but with GT4 underneath him. This is crowded, and that is Spencer. Can he catch that? And that's
crikey,
Alex.
another one.
Good grief! What is going on here?
It's a car.
Yeah, don't see a block track. So we're going to continue racing. Logan out as well.
Logan.
Oh, and that was Naveed. So, yes, we've got quite a few cars.
Oh, unfortunate.
In a bit of a smash and battle.
Let's hope they're all okay. We
Well,
don't seem we haven't got to have
I think we'll see some
no quits to the pits.
early visitors to pit road, definitely.
Yes. There's going to be bits missing, we know, but they all seem to be running, don't they? We've got nobody quitting, taking a tow.
Not yet. Sam Blee's well out of shape coming round Paddock Hill. Twitchy.
Oh, this is tense, Pete. The start of this race is immense because with it being so hard to pass and the reverse grid, everybody's mixed up. People are going to be desperate to get through.
Yeah, you can see it here. Naveed and Spencer have had to visit pit road here. So round these other corners, these other cars go, trying to get some gaps between themselves and their.
They're going to have to work hard to get through this field, but that's going to be something to see if they can manage it.
Yeah, Alex Lado looked out of shape going into Clark. Down through these corners they go. He looks wild again. He's sideways going around that corner. There's something not right with that car of Alex Lado. He's got no. Daniel Mills. Where's Daniel? In the barrier, right?
Oh.
So let's have a quick look at
that. Unfortunate. I was hoping for good things from Dan.
Yeah.
He had a great place on the grid.
So he's gone.
And with the incredible pace he's been showing, I was thinking it would be hard to dislodge.
Yeah, so he's done the job.
Oh, what happened there?
We're going to have to see that again, I think, from a different angle. Where's it gone? There. So we'll do this for a second until they turn, and then we'll go back to chop about now. Just got together on the exit of the turn. I don't necessarily know that anybody should have held a tighter line or anything like that.
Yeah, it looked like clearly didn't hold on to the line A, I guess.
No, true.
And well, that's unfortunate.
So, Christopher Smith continues to lead this race.
Yes, well, Chris, he's got good pace.
Yes.
He's at the front of the race on with some very fast drivers behind him who are going to have to work hard to get through the field.
And then Rene Earhart chasing him down. Pete Van Gool.
Pete Van Gool, I think this is a dangerous trio.
Yeah, they could get away. However, at the moment, Simon Trendle is the best part of 0.2 faster than all of them. And so is Jamie Jeffrey. So I think that gap's going to come down quite rapidly.
Let's see.
This is a crowded house right here, though. This is like 10 or 11 cars here, all fighting for 5th place. So many that SDK can't display them all in that battle box. No gaps at all, and in fact, lots of overtakes. Jake Hawley underneath Jamie Wilson there, and that is Stephen Walker right behind both of them. So he's going to follow that Honda through that line. And that's his view. There's room in the middle there, surely? No? Okay.
Plenty of room.
Plenty. There he goes. He's going to try and go around the outside of Jay here. He's going to sail around.
It is.
No, he's going to cut back.
It is the prime passing place on the circuit.
It is, yeah, definitely. It's a very heavy braking zone, and therefore opportunity for those that are willing to brake later than everybody else.
It just forces you. You can just be forced slightly wide, and people can get in, get side by side, and then of course the man's shouting in your ear. You've got a car on your left.
I know. JB and Matt Flannery.
Oh.
Yeah, again. Thought JB was going to pits then.
Poof.
I don't know why he's going so slow.
Hope he ain't got a black flag.
No, yeah. And then Andrew Littler getting overtaken here by Alex Sevillano later.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's not. That was very odd. That was very odd. I don't know what on earth that was all about. Let's have a look.
Goodness me.
So, right, so Andrew came across And then, oh dear. Right, so
Wow.
that might get looked at by the stewards later on both counts. But we'll see. The story is that both
It was a
cars
bit of
are off the
adrenaline there
track.
by the looks of that.
From both cars, I would say. Right, so let's go back to the actual live racing. Martin Shirley here. Got quite a lot of empty track ahead of him, 2.2 seconds, which is a lot round a track that only takes 48 seconds to get round. But under pressure from Pete Newman and a whole host of other super fast drivers. Not that Martin isn't super fast.
we've got plenty of them.
I know. Oh, that's a bit of door banging there with Chris Needham as well, and Sam Blees. Sam getting away with that one.
Well, these cars are running very close order, aren't they, Pete?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We're going to be exchanging paint. There's no way around it.
No, Jay Corley here with Stephen Walker on the inside of him. Stephen Walker.
We do need drivers to be careful, don't we?
Oh yeah, there's not. I mean, there's not much off the racing line here, is there? That's optimal.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's an overtake in front, is it?
Oh,
Simon Trendle.
are they going to be side by side through here? Yeah, here they go. Keep it clean, chaps.
Yeah.
That was nicely done, you see.
It was. It's very smooth. Lovely overtake from Jamie Wilson. Up 9 places from his start position.
Oh, very good.
And there goes Stephen Walker to the inside of Chris Needham. Oh, he was looking at it anyway. He didn't actually do it in the end. But Jay Corley still keeping with this group. So
Nice to see Jamie back and in really good form as well. He was
yeah.
he started cracking that last night in quality in the MX-5s. He's getting to grips with that car very well.
Yeah. Jay Corley looking on both sides of Stephen Walker there. This is the closest, biggest battle that we've got. You can see that in your time in towers, folks. Oh, that's tight.
I know.
Stephen Walker down the inside here. That's nicely controlled, but he's not going to get the optimal line out because that Elantra's good out the corner. And in fact, Jay Corley is now hassling Stephen Walker, who slams the door shut safely, but he slams the door shut.
You see how easy it is to get wide there, and that's going to give somebody a chance on the inside if they're close. Just you're looking for these micro opportunities, aren't you, here?
Yeah.
If you can find just a micro gap and enlarge it slightly, and I think that's probably causing us a few difficulties on track. Trying to enlarge the gap. Oop.
Ooh, that was bumpy going over there. That's
well, there's a little nudge, but
it wasn't a great deal.
Worked out okay.
Enough is the word. Yeah. Jay Corley. Did he wait? Did he? Let's have a quick look at
I wouldn't be
happened.
surprised because he's the most courteous of drivers. He really is.
Yeah.
We do like this aspect of driving.
Stephen tries to go down the inside
Whoa.
and bail to the outside. Oh, right, okay, so that's just a racing incident. There's nothing in any of that.
Just the boys.
Yeah. Go back to live racing and go to this battle now.
Just the good old boys. Yeah. Oh, goodness. You can feel the vibrations coming off these cars. They're panting. They're eager.
Yeah, they can. Right.
I love this corner.
Yeah,
when you get
really
it right, it's
good,
lovely. And when you get it just wrong, it costs you so much. It's fractions.
A little bit of wheel spin or just a slightly wrong line leaving the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Just a fraction late on the brakes.
Yeah.
All those things, it's this fractions you're dealing with all the time.
Yeah, and Stephen Walker, now that he got some clean air, got the fastest lap of the race last time round of 44.44, and that's miles faster than anybody else. Next fastest car is Sam Blees on a 48.64. It's 0.2 faster than another previous champion. Let's have a look at what else is going on. JB yet again, battling away. This time with Anthony Hilton, and he's waited because he thought I've given him a shove there, so he sat back behind him. All right, the first of our scheduled visitors to pit road are in here now. Alex Sabalano-Lado's car is still in there, of course. Martin Shirley getting side by side and intimate here with Sam Blease. Not managing to get it done just yet. In fact, Martin Shirley's done a great job of staying ahead of a lot of these guys. Most of them are pro cars that are on him or round him. But we should call out Christopher Smith, who's keeping a cool head at the front here with the lead car of these two RD Simsport car. Oh no, right. So the RD Simsport car in front of him, I think must be Daniel Mills. Yes, it is. Which is unusual to see Daniel that far down, but he was in that melee at the start.
He was in that melee, yes.
Yeah.
Well, very unfortunate because he had a great position on the grid for this race, and it's been such a great watch these last few weeks.
He has, and that is an overtake for Simon Trendle on Jamie Jeffrey.
Wow.
I think that might come back, maybe with interest. So this will probably be the start of a lot of people going to pit road, maybe. We are just over a quarter of the way through the race.
Simon is showing some pace now, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I think he
it's not easy to get past Jamie. It's not. Certainly not around here as well. I said it was extra difficult to get past Jamie around here, and he's managed it.
Right, and here's another battle in and around Chris Needham. Jake Corley at the back end of it. That's Logan behind him, and these are all the recovering cars from that incident at the start. With Dietmar in this as well, because of course he was right at the front of the field, wasn't he?
Well, they are getting a bit wide on the mesh there.
Certainly are, yeah.
Throwing up some mud.
Stefan's doing all right in that Audi, though. I mean, I know Navid has got some speed out of it at this track. He's way down the field at the moment, of course.
Rene's doing another proper, really good drive again this week.
Yeah, so just to answer Reese Watt's question, no engine sound. No, I'm afraid not. There was nearly no broadcast because every time I loaded iRacing and it went into session, I lost all of the sound on my PC completely. Jamie Wilson helped me figure out that we could still have a broadcast, but we just wouldn't have any iRacing sound. I had a Windows update last night, which I suspect has done something screwy. So this is all I can do for you tonight, folks. So, where are we? Christopher Smith.
Yes, and this at the end of much heartbreak and nervous breakdown.
Yes, all of that and more. So Christopher Smith leads Rene Earhart by not a lot, 1.2 seconds. And then Pete Van Gull, you can see the gap, he's right with him. They've been caught now by the super fast Simon Trendle and Jamie Jeffrey. Jamie racing with a bag of frozen peas down his pants, as I understand it, from real life racing yesterday.
Wow.
Or whenever it was, probably at the weekend. All right, Jake Corley has got past Stefan just there. It was just off screen and we just missed it. Right, so Matt Flannery has gone to pit road for his scheduled stop. You'll probably see him pop into picture there at the corner. As Jay Corley tries to find a way through on Chris Needham. A bit further forward though. Oh no, we'll stay with this actually.
Ooh. Yeah, all the accidents happening around here.
Yeah, Stefan might come back here, and Logan, of course, mega fast, just behind. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get around that way, Jay. That's only ever going to be a door that shuts. Oh, he tried to turn in there, and Chris Needham wouldn't let him.
oh, they
And Stefan's
there's
gone
a lot
to
of
the pit road.
experience out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stefan's gone for the pits. He's realised that it's dangerous
Yeah.
where he was, and he's the fuel anyway, so he might as well pop in and get some.
I mean, we knew this track was going to lead to some, not just close racing, but in order to pass it, you do have to get your elbows out a little, as we're seeing between JB and Anthony Hilton. But yeah, I think the start of the race did something bad to people's nerves, Alan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't do much for ours, did it?
No. Matthew Rzepska, Logan is Logon. He's gone. That's funny. He's actually doing all right in recovering the car. Actually, he's he's in 12th and moving forward. Jamie Wilson in pit road now, taking the opportunity to service the car as well. Simon Trundle, his teammate, is now seeing.
He's taking on PBG.
He is for a podium position. So this is for third place. There's a whole wall of cars in front of these guys, of lapped or soon to be lapped cars. Rene Earhart in that cutting corny Veloster is about to get hoovered up here, unless he can get through that traffic that's immediately in front of him. Because that is Christopher Smith and Andrew Littler and Daniel Mills. Oh, as we fan out across the track, you can't go 4 wide here. Yes, you can, apparently. 5 wide, nearly. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And PBG not too happy about the robustness, we should describe it as. But Jamie Jeffrey gets himself 2 positions there, and some clean air. We're going to watch that again in a second.
Yes, crikey, over all too quickly.
It really was, wasn't it? Blink and you miss it. Just too quick. Sam Blease has gone to pit road, and Jamie Jeffrey is having a good long stare at Rene. He's through on him. He's gone round him.
He's gone.
Yeah, very impressive. Let's just see what happened further back here.
Jamie's put his foot down, hasn't he?
Yeah. So Jamie is going to go down to down the inside here.
Oh, look at that. An adventure and a half.
A few little taps.
Crikey.
I don't even think that was a send, even though some people might describe it as it.
I don't think so. No. I think he saw it and let the car go.
I think the door shut on him, and he had to take evasive action, but he controlled the evasive action well.
Yeah.
Lots of cars go into the pits now.
I imagine half of them need to go and have a breather.
Just after that,
there's not a lot of rest around here, is there? There's going to be some very sweaty, puffed-in drivers. Let me tell you.
Right, Martin Shirley, Pete Van Gool in the pits. That leaves Christopher Smith still at the front here.
Yeah, he's doing an absolutely stunning drive. He's got some his teammate pacemaking here.
He does, yeah. Jamie Jeffrey has checked out from Rene somewhat. And now, as they pass Anthony Hilton, Simon Trundle was closing in on Rene, but Rene's got a bit of a gap. A little bit further back, Chris Needham has got Logan and now Jay Corley for company. Logan making his way through yet again. Obviously, these cars all owe us pit stops. So the first car, 1 pit stop in hand, as Chris Needham goes to pits.
There goes Chris.
Yeah, is Sam Blease. Sam Blease is the first car after the pits.
Well, we know that Sam's canny as anybody regarding pit stops and timing them.
Yeah.
He'll be hoping to get some clear air as the cars go into the pits and disappear in front of him so he can just shuffle along mightily.
Yeah. So Chris Needham comes out behind Stefan, who he was fighting with a bit earlier. So that is that pit stop delay repaid. This is a real good battle, this, between Jamie, Pete Van Gool and Martin Shirley for 13th place. I think there's a couple of places to come back at these guys from others ahead of
Yes.
the pit. I'll do what I usually do and put the pit lap in now for everybody to see when that was. There we go. So you can see where there's no lap count next to them. They've not been to pit road yet, and they still owe us. Just over halfway, folks. Just over halfway. And Martin Shirley.
Oh, is that a blinker?
I think it might have been. So we'll see what happens with that. But he's staying with this this pair. We've got Renee now again slowly getting caught by Simon Trendle. Let's see what this track is like from Simon's perspective. So,
Renee's a fine driver, but you wouldn't expect him to be able to stand Simon off.
well, this track's got some real tight turns, and the velocity is good through the corners.
It is, and so I think that's giving him the best chance he's going to get.
Yeah,
of standing him off. So
nice.
very interesting. It's really put a microscope on some of these battles because they're all good drivers, and you're talking about degrees of separation between how fast one can go against the other, and it's not fast enough to get a whole car in front round one corner. That's for sure.
No, it's not. And one of the things that I like watching when we're on board with Simon is the lack of steering input that he manages to put in it. There's not a lot. If you look, it's just
Yeah.
you know, a little bit.
And it's why it's always normally these drivers. It's always just enough, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, this
Pete's
is going to
the
be
same.
the most that he's going to put in, and he's what at 90 degrees. Let's just have a look at the car in front of him, see what the inputs are.
And that's a massive hairpin bend.
Yeah, possibly a little bit more. It's harder to tell because it's a round wheel, not an almost formula style wheel like it is in the Elantra.
It's one of the having to readjust steering is a fast way to lose tenths.
Yeah, and there was a bit of turning left to turn right there to correct the car, so he's got a lively rear, Alan.
He will have, there's no doubt. He makes it look okay, but I think there's plenty of movement on his setups.
Yeah.
It's got a very sensitive touch and a great feel for the cars, as he proves when he steps out in his V8s and be our V8 champion.
Kasper Smirnoff is on the chat saying he's on holiday in Kashubia.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know where that
well,
is.
I hope he's getting a nice tan and the crabs aren't eating his toes.
Ah, is that a thing, is it?
No idea.
Oh, excellent.
It is at Blackpool, it used to be.
Yeah. Don't think he's in Blackpool.
Don't think anybody's at Blackpool anymore, sweetie.
No,
sadly.
So, Simon Trundle and Renee getting closer and closer every lap. Saw another message.
Yes.
Oh, good evening to us from Nicola Jeffrey.
Good evening, Nicola.
Yeah, your boy's doing good at the minute.
It certainly is.
Currently in second place, but does owe us a pit stop. So, gonna have to calculate that back once he's popped out. He'll come out into traffic, no doubt. Deep Marhus has gone to
And of
pit
course,
road.
Sam is the leading runner of that.
Yeah, Sam's still out there in front in the pitted cars.
He's got a bit of room in front of him. What's his lap times looking like, Pete?
Lap times for Sam. His last one was a 48.9, which is on par with Jay ahead of him, who is not pitted. Anybody faster than that? Yeah, there's a few faster. Pete Van Gool was faster. Martin Shirley. So not an eye-wateringly fast lap, but steady.
Now that surprised me a bit because I would have thought this is the time he needed to be going as well as he can.
Yeah.
Now, are those cars that are faster than ones that need pit stop still?
Some of them.
Is it the fuel load?
No, the ones behind, possibly. This is Jamie Jeffrey. Ooh, that was Daniel Mills that went mega wide. Nothing to do with the lead of the race. This is the battle for the lead, and it's on. We're on board with Jamie Jeffrey at the minute. His ability to outbrake around this track is incredible.
Yes.
He did outbrake himself recently, though, hence the reference.
Well, he did mega pro driver
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
which was it had real world driver written all over it.
it did. Yeah. Simon Trundle and Jay Corley have just entered pit road, so that could be an interesting thing. Oh, they're just exiting pit road already. Good grief. Where is?
Did they put fuel in at all?
I don't think so. Look at the way that he dives in on the brakes. He's so late. He's not going to pit road though. This battle's going to carry on for a bit longer.
Well, he's got a light car. He's put him going reasonably quick. There's nobody breathing down their necks, look. Renee's
No.
3.5 seconds.
Yes. And I can only believe that was due to some sort of incident or slowdown or off track, because he was keeping pace with Jamie just for a little while.
Stevens rapidly becoming a force here.
Yes, he is.
4th place, he's seems to be making his way forward, or is that my imagination?
No, he's definitely doing that.
Well, he seems to have made his way quite a bit forward, in fact.
Oh, and he's wow! That was gorgeous. That overtake. That was
Stephen.
superb.
Oh,
Is he having
word.
to give it back, or was it just a terrible line out of the corner after doing such heroics on the way in?
No, he's still got it. Still got it. Yeah. Oh, eek, ike, ook.
Leader to pit road was what I was showing as Stephen maintained.
He's going for the outbreak.
Renee's pushed
he's
him
got
out
the
the
room.
corner.
We had
This
to
is
give him the
excellent.
room. Oh, this is awesome stuff.
Well done, Renee.
Oh,
And
goodness.
Stephen for giving each
This
other
is brilliant, guys.
brilliant racing room for both of you. Well done. I don't know whether you can see that, but that is Spencer behind them.
Credit to iRacing and
Miles
our
back.
league. That was beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Right, Naveed is in leaving pit road now, but he's going to come out in 19th place after that lap 1 carnage. But Jamie Jeffrey is the unicorn at the front of this field now. Still owes us a pit stop. Don't know where he'll come out once he pits. Somewhere around where Christopher Smith has come out. So 5th for Christopher Smith.
Has anybody done the 47-second lap?
No, and nobody's looking like they're going to either. There's no one anywhere near that.
So they're all bunched in the 48s.
Yeah, so our previous leader has come out ahead of what we were saying was our pit stop car leader, but only just by like 0.7 of a second. So Jamie Jeffrey into pit road now. This is going to be exciting. Seeing where he comes out. There's Stephen Walker.
Stephen in front.
Well, he's going to do a lap, isn't he? Because that's a point for
absolutely.
lap. So he's going to do that one. He'll probably pit next time.
Now, how long is Jamie taking in the pits?
Well, let's just watch it. That was a very, very well. That was as quick as Christopher Smith stationary, and he's going to come out into heavy racing traffic here in the form of Christopher Smith and Sam Blease. He's going to lead. Is he? Yes. Is he going to be able to keep
It looks like a pit stop's about a lap, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, a pit stop is 29.6 seconds. Half a lap.
Well less than a lap.
So
goodness me. 2/3 of a lap.
So yeah, Stephen Walker could just get his 3 leading laps now for 3 points, because that's what you get. That's the limit. And then pit the car, because he'll have fuel underneath him. Renee, not bothered with staying with him. Has gone to pit road to service his car. He's having a good race though, Renee. This is the first track where I think pit stops have played quite a dramatic part in the overall, Alan.
Yes, we were used to them doing that every week, really.
Yeah.
They used to play a big part. I think
it just doesn't seem
that was the hour-long races, maybe. I think.
Yeah, maybe. So these 3 are all pitted. Ahead of them is Stephen Walker. Oh, just gone to pit road, as if he was listening to me. Gets his points for leading. And that puts Logan into, I was going to say the lead, but it doesn't, because he's followed him into the pits.
So that's everybody who's at the sharp end it through, and
Yep. Stephen Walker
oh,
not moving yet. And that
Jesus.
is the
There's
three
Jamie.
leaders. There they go. And that is Stephen Walker coming out now. He's going to be a fair way down the field, and he's really in the thick of the traffic now. Because that is Renee, who he was running with just before the pits.
Okay. Well,
So you're
we've got Pete,
yeah,
Simon, and Sam.
all on the same bit of tarmac. But yes,
Yeah.
we've got Jamie leading this race and pulling away from Christopher Smith, who leads Sam Blees by nothing at all, 0.3 of a second. That's what that is. Then we've got a big jump back to Simon, and then a bit of a jump back to Pete Newman, who leads a train of 3 cars, and there's all sorts going on back here. I can never remember this corner. I always want to say Clearways, but I think that's the bit that they're on now. I don't know. Maybe that's even the wrong track. I'm not sure. Clark Curve, there we go. Right, so Sam Blees underneath Christopher Smith there. I think Christopher Smith should be very, very proud of
Yeah,
his
man,
performance today.
he's
That's
done
excellent.
a heck of a race.
Yeah,
He really has.
hasn't phased him really, has it? He's stayed
No,
out there at the lead for a very long time.
just another great team. This team has been superb.
Really good.
Everyone, they've all had the chance to shine, and whenever the spotlights hit any of these drivers in this team, they've all shone.
Chris
I
Dixon
think it's
staying
fantastic.
out of the way there as much as he can do, I think.
Well, he's a smart, experienced driver these days. Is Chris?
Yep, it's nicely done. He didn't lose time. That's part of the key of letting people past, isn't it? Doing it so that you don't lose time and you know it's not dangerous and all the other factors. You can easily get out of the way and just sit there and lose a load of time yourself, but to keep with the racing pace is you know that's real talent.
I
So
wouldn't know about that, Pete.
I'm sure you would, Alan. So Stephen Walker still not found an answer yet for Renee, but he's popped out of the tow here
Oh,
and through on Renee.
yes. Well, Renee's been driving superbly well, but I think Stephen is a handful for anybody, frankly. And Renee should be very proud because he's been driving brilliant. Well, you don't survive out there unless you've been driving really well.
Very, yeah. Couldn't say more about that. You have to be driving well to do anything in this league at the minute. Right,
Now,
so what else have we got going on
Jamie.
at the
Oh,
minute?
Jamie's second pro-am.
Jamie is second pro-am. He is, right, let's just do a bit of that actually, because that is a good call, Alan. Let's sort this out. So Jamie Jeffrey leads the pros and the race, obviously, ahead of Sam Blees, but only by 0.4 of a second, with Simon Trundle in third. And then in the pro-ams, Christopher Smith is leading by a whopping 7.5 seconds from Jamie Wilson, who I'm glad to see there because he was helping us out tonight, or helping me out tonight, I should say, in recovering my IT ailments. And Pete Van Gool doing a great job in the second of tonight's races because he did all right in the first one as well.
Yeah.
And then in the AM class, Anthony Hilton leads Chris Dixon, from Andy Littler. Again, pretty good racing in that class, although the gaps in the AM class are quite big. Look, 28.5 seconds separates position 1 and 2.
Yes.
Right, so Sam Blees, after dispatching Christopher Smith, too used to saying his name at the front of the field, that's what that is, Alan, has caught up now with Jamie Jeffrey. So Nicola, look away now, because this is going to be, these two have raced each other literally for years now, haven't they? So they know how much to give and to take. What's going on here?
That's sweet.
And I think it's Jay Cut. No, it's not Jay Corley. Who was that in front? It was Stephen Walker.
Oh no.
Something has gone
Oh, that
awry.
car's
That car's
broken.
knackered. No, don't take him out. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Oh my God! Right, we're gonna
they're
watch.
both knackered.
Yeah, I think it's Stephen that has
Stephen's
done
trying
something.
to get back to the.
Right, so this is. Oh, what? That almost looked like
Oh no,
Pete
he's
came
got. Look,
across.
that car's damaged already.
Was it damaged already?
It looked like it. Look at it. You
Let me
see
do
it
it
again. Look
again.
at his front bonnet. Look at his bonnet.
Oh, it won't show me. Wow. Oh, because it went back live. Oh no. Sorry, we're going to do this quickly because the battle is on now for the lead. So it
No, he's look
looked
at his
like
bonnet.
Pete came across him and just kind of pit maneuvered him, but I
Is
don't
his
know.
bonnet? Was his bonnet before? Did you see a big gap on his
Not really.
on his
Might have been the
right?
paint.
Okay.
We're going to go back
Might have been the
live.
paint. Could have been the paint.
Yeah, because this got very, very tasty in the last corner a second ago. And Sam Blease isn't going to want to come second. Nor, for that matter, is Jamie.
It's Jamie. I imagine Chris Smith would be very delighted to come third.
He may be coming first yet, because if these two get
If
together...
to get to it, yeah, that's true. We've got 4 minutes.
I'll translate Tony Walker's statement on the chat to... well, that looked dodgy. We'll say that. We'll say that, shall we, Tony?
That's one, Tony.
I think Pete Newman was trying to get back across the track as quick as he could to maintain his race position, but just didn't have the awareness that Stephen's car was right there and hadn't moved to the right hand side. So bad communication, maybe. Don't know. Oh, that was. This is getting frantic. They've only got maybe 2 laps, and that is it's gonna be about 2 laps left. 46 laps at the minute. I did say about 48, so I'm still not getting my calculations right. Never mind. As they come around here, can that unicorn stay ahead of the Geo car? He's managing to
crikey. Well, Jamie's the world-class front runner.
Yeah, can't look away from this, folks, because this is obviously the most important position on the track at the moment, the lead. Evening to Georges, hopefully that's how you say your name, who's only just joined. If you can't hear the cars, that's because I've got IT issues. Every time I loaded iRacing, it cut all my sound. So we're having a silent cars broadcast this evening. Oh, he's down the inside now. This might make a difference. Let's go over the top of these two and see how this pans out.
If this is a silent broadcast, is he miming this or is this real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it looks a bit real.
It does. Ooh. Ooh. Careful. Oh, that's not going to help Jamie.
Oh,
late on the brakes though. Can still keep.
Of course.
Bit of sliding tyres. So last lap this is. We're on now. We didn't see the flags, but we're going to stay with this. There is more battling further back with Spencer, Matt Flannery, and JB.
Oh dear me, that was tight, wasn't it?
It really was. Christopher Smith is going to get himself a podium, which is epic.
Come on, Chris.
And Sam Blease has got that done on the last lap.
Wow. Yeah, very sterling effort. Sterling defence, but Sam's in those situations is very hard to resist.
Yeah, I think Jamie did everything he could do in fair racing to defend that.
Yes.
Yes. So.
And gave best like the pro
he
is.
Still going? No, they got across the line. Sorry, this is the last lap now.
He's
I forgot how short the lap is.
Exquisite overtaking because there was nothing between them.
No, and we know that Jamie Jeffrey is awesome at this bend, but not awesome enough on this occasion. And Sam Blease, this time.
I think once Sam got in front, that was it. It was a bit of a spring on leash because I think he had a couple of tenths on Jamie, and that's all.
Yeah. So fantastic
Yeah,
racing towards the end of that race for the top two spots.
bravo, guys. That was stunning.
Yeah, another battle still raging back here with Renee leading over the line for Cutting Corny TCR team over Logan McKinsey for Sim Racing Grid and Martin Shirley for RD Simsport.
Another great drive.
Yeah, another great drive. And then Jamie
Van
Wilson.
Gogh, top 10. Fantastic. Stefan, top 10. Chris Needham, 11th. Oh, this is brilliant driving by these guys.
Yeah. And then Jura Larkinen is going to be the last car over the line. Not the last car in the field, just the last car over the line. In his newly painted Hydro Race Racing Forces colours.
I love that paint job.
It's good, isn't it? It
It's
stands out.
straightforward and very classic and really nice. I like it.
No nonsense.
Well, those colours are beautiful, aren't they? They always go so beautifully. Sunshine and blue skies. How can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that. Sunshine and blue skies, yellow and blue. Nice. So that was dramatic. Can't fault the entertainment value. I'm sure there's some people in there feeling a bit sore.
I think there's probably a bit sore. There were some hurt feelings, I suspect.
Yes.
But I do hope everybody sorts everything out in a sensible manner. They normally do.
Yeah, I would say so. Was there something else we wanted to go back and watch? I don't think there was in the end. We did watch it, didn't we? So we will move on to the.
Well, after Sam and Jamie,
Yeah.
it's
one of those
exciting last couple of laps ending where you got Sam Blades coming up on Jamie Jeffrey, and they're going to fight it out. And fantastic stuff.
So Sam Blees, we saw it live. I could probably watch that a few times actually because it was brilliant. Won in the feature race this evening for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Jamie Jeffrey brought that unicorn-powered Elantra home in second in the end for coupes and convertibles racing with Christopher Smith. Not just the top Pro-Am car, but a podium finish for Christopher Smith for RD Simsport. Well done to you. That's pretty epic, isn't it, Alan?
It is. Yeah.
It is.
Are we fighting over a drive of the night?
Oh. Yeah. Simon Trendle finished fourth for Team Chimera with Rene Earhart in fifth for Quentin Corney TCR team and Logan McKinsey in sixth for Sim Racing Grid. Then second in class, seventh on track, Martin Shirley for RD Simsport. Held himself very well together, I have to say, to get second in Pro-Am. And third in the class and eighth on track was Pete Van Gool for Result X Pure Sims. His teammate followed him home, Jay Corley, in ninth. Stefan Goebel finished 10th. Good top 10 finish, nice and steady for Stefan for VTS Esports with Chris Needham in 11th. Given the amount of footage for Chris Needham tonight, that is a brilliant result to finish 11th there for Air Smart Racing. Dietmar Hoos in 12th for Cutting Corney TCR team and Jamie Wilson in 13th on what I can only describe as a recovery drive because of me and my IT issues. For Team Chimera, Naveed Hussain was in all that lap one carnage. In 14th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White. Spencer McCarthy finished 15th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. JB Dejoux finished in 16th in an eventful race for BSTV Pink, but great to see him racing with us after having a bit of time away. Matt Flannery 17th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing and Jura Larkinen 18th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 19th was Anthony Hilton and the first of our AM class drivers for Mellow Motorsport. Pretty good result that when you consider some of the people he's had to let go past him is the best way to describe it, Alan.
Yes, I think a lot of those gaps at the back end of the field were caused by people trying to let the leaders go past smoothly. It's very difficult here. There's not a lot of room anyway, but you're trying to be, a good friend to everybody and let people pass by smoothly. You're getting called for it, you have to let people by, and people try and do it as smoothly as they can, but it's not always easy, especially when it's intense and quick.
Absolutely. So we've got Stephen Walker. Yeah, because you get freight trained around this track, this particular format of this track, because they come around at you so quickly. It's not like there's any gaps between the lead cars, is there? When they get up to you, they just all pass you
That's
at
right.
once.
It's a whole convoy.
Yeah, there is a real talent to it. Where am I up to? Stephen Walker, after incidents, finished 20th.
Yes.
Expect 6th. He's gonna be disappointed with that.
A shame really for Stephen, because he provided an awful lot of great entertainment for us tonight.
He
With
did.
some spectacular driving.
Yeah, couldn't agree with that statement more. So just let me do that. Chris Dixon finished second in class and 21st on track for Work God by result and led both of his teammates home. Andrew Littler, who got a podium finish there in 22nd, third in class for Work God, and Fiona, fourth in class. Didn't know what I was saying there. 23rd on track, and then Pete Newman, 24th, 7 laps down for result X Pure Sims. Daniel Mills had a bit of a rough ride, 25th for RD Simsport, 11 laps down. Alex Sevillano Lado, we saw what happened with him, 43 laps down and 26th on track. And Jason Huntington did not start.
Yes.
Sad.
Shame about Pete Newman there and involved with at the end there. That knocked him down. It says 7 laps, but it only takes about 3 minutes around here.
I know.
And Daniel Mills, who's been driving like a real champ, it's disappointing to see him down there as well.
So what we're going to do first, Alan, before anybody comes back in, how do I get rid of that? I just do that, don't I? Yes. We're just going to have a look at the very start of that race and see what happened, if we can see what happened. So this is part of it. Everybody bunches right up. Three wide.
Oh, so it's contact 3 wide round there.
So it starts
and they live.
Right, so a bit on the inside, we saw that happen. There was 2 crashes, Alan.
Yes.
There was one further forward as well.
Which we haven't got a shot of, have we?
We will have now. So we're at the.
So we're watching Alex's car.
Yeah. So Alex down the centre here gets a car either side. Not really anywhere to go, and then Pete Newman.
Just a slight touch.
Yeah, Pete Newman contact.
There's no way to avoid it, really.
Not when it's like that. That's just close racing.
Yeah, too many cars in too small a space.
Yes.
Simples. And we've seen quite a lot of that tonight.
There's not a lot of room on the track.
No, not a lot of room, and a lot of car.
Yes. So.
Oh boy, have you seen the interview waiting room, Pete?
No, is it full? It's got 3 pages, Alan. Right, we'll try and buzz through as many of these as possible, but we are going to limit this to a 10 o'clock finish. So let's just get me other screen up so that I can see who did what. Right, back to this.
It's great that so many people want to talk to us.
Yeah, it is. Maybe they're just wanting to hear the sound of their own voices. You don't know, do you? Good evening.
Want to come here and sing the praises, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
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 Hola, amigo. So we'll just talk about the first race, shall we? Clearly the fastest car on the track tonight. Welcome to the booth, Stephen Lucky Wucky Walker.
Hello.
Race 1, you polled it, is that right? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Pole.
Yeah.
Flag to flag race. Got yourself the tiniest of gaps, but you were kept very, very honest throughout that race, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't let you go anywhere. Very well controlled. Let me go and find you on here, just one sec. I can't even find you. There. And I need to press this. Yes. You were kept very honest throughout. It was a seriously competitive race, but most of the action was further back. So Sam kept you clean at the front. Naveed was hustling, and Jamie Jeffrey was threatening as well. But you kept you cool, got yourself the win. Any standout moments in that race, or was it just eyes forward?
Yeah, pretty much. I knew that if I didn't make any mistakes like I did against Naveed and one of the officials and Michael Polisek and one of the officials, that I should, in theory, be able to keep Sam there. Obviously, he's not going to go for anything stupid. He wants the points, he wants the positions, and the pace was similar, to be honest. I don't think I was that much faster. It was pretty much matched. I think the only reason why there was a bit of a gap in the last, I don't know, 10 laps was either I kept my tyres alive a bit better, or I know there was a few not close calls, but there was back markers in the way, and it just puts you off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just think the gap extended through that. It wasn't really much of a pace advantage, but it was pretty much perfect. Pole position, fastest lap, led I think every lap, finished first. Like, there's not more I can want from. That's exactly what I wanted coming in tonight, with everything how close it is, and then race 2.
Yeah, race 2, you avoided all that carnage on the first lap on the third turn, and made your way through the field. The incident that actually did for you, the one with Pete Newman, looked very odd. I don't suppose you've spoken to him at all, have you?
Yeah, so yeah, like you say, I managed. So after the last 2 weeks, I was like, stay out of trouble on the first couple of laps. Like, I wasn't passive, but I was a lot more thinking about what I'm doing and where I'm going. I think I lost with everyone that span off or whatever happened. I don't really know. I haven't looked at it, but I just saw cars on the side of the road. So with whatever happened, I gained positions, but it cost me a couple of positions because I was just, like I say, after last week and the week before, I was really worried about something happening. So I gradually made my way through. I wasn't going to pit early because I wanted to track position. I managed to make a few good moves on some people that were probably a bit kind. So I appreciate that. But the car felt great, and it felt like I could put it wherever I wanted it, and it would just do it. And then I messed up my pit, shock, horror. So I overshot my box, went backwards, stopped, and I was still too far forward. And then I went back again. I think I was still too far forward. I think it took me 3 goes to get to my pit box. So all the time that I'd gained from doing a bit of fuel saving and staying out and things like that had just gone. And I came out, did another move on, I think it was Renee. So again, I appreciate you made the second time around a little bit easier. So I appreciate that. And then, yeah, the thing with Pete, so he messaged me while we were still in the lobby, and he was gonna just. So as we went around that corner side by side, in my head, I thought, well, we're racing, so I don't want to move over to the right hand side until the last minute because I want to squeeze him to the left, or like give him the room. But I'm gonna then at the end just go out to the right and then go wide and get a better run out of the corner and make the move. He was like, oh, I'm just gonna pull in behind, like let off and pull in behind. So I've stayed where I am. He's gone to move to the right, thinking I'm gonna move to the right. If I'd known that he was just gonna pull in behind, obviously I would have moved over to the right because I wouldn't have had to race him. But it was just, I'm not gonna lie, obviously it is really frustrating, but I know what he was trying to do. I was trying to race, he was just trying to pull in, but I had no idea. So, and he messaged me straight after, so I understand it. And then, but as I was spinning around, I just lost all sense of direction and what I was doing, and I just turned straight back across the track. I've apologized to Jamie, who I hit, and anyone else that I got in the way. I could have done a bit of a better job. I think I was going to come back on the track anyway.
Oh yeah, you weren't in control of that car.
I think it was. I could have made it a bit better. I think, in hindsight and looking back, but I was just so.
I wouldn't beat yourself up over that because I don't think you could have done it personally.
Yeah, it was just a miscommunication. But the only thing that gets me is
it looked like something like that as well. And to be honest, mate, you've been an absolute star tonight. Your driving's been superb. You know, one of the overtakes you did tonight was just one of the most sublime things I've seen. It was a thing of beauty. It was art, Stephen.
Thanks,
man.
And I appreciate it.
It was gorgeous to watch, and you've been driving beautifully all night. It was that miscommunication at the end. That was a real shame.
Yeah.
But it doesn't detract from what was a great race by you. Superb.
It was.
Yeah, it's just obviously with all I needed to do was I was annoyed coming out of the pits. But was like, well, I'm ahead of Logan, and that's all that matters. And then to finish 20th, he finishes 6th. So any points I gained in the front start of the race, they're all gone. I got even more incident points in the second race because of all the contacts and stuff. So he's just going to be ahead. So basically, all he has to do is finish ahead of me next week.
I don't know, because...
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Is it a massive amount of points loss?
Well,
It'll be a lot.
Well,
it's got
see
its
when
work
they're
cut
uploaded.
out, but it's exciting for us. And it's very exciting for the league and blooming heck.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
Quite a lot.
I don't know how
I think
many
it means I'm
points-
going to have to finish quite a lot of places ahead of him, and I don't think that's a possibility. He's
quick,
too quick.
yeah.
This was my only opportunity because he seemed to not. Obviously, he's not slow. I'm not saying he's slow by any way, but I made a good first race, or had a good first race, and then it was looking like I was going to have a decent second race. I might have caught whoever was in P. I don't think I would have overtaken them, but I don't. Yeah, I think at worst case I would have finished 5th, which first and 5th in this track in this field I would have taken if he'd handed me that at the start of the race, saying, "Were you going to finish in front of Logan twice?" So it's fine. It is what it is. We just go to the last race, do what we can, and see what happens. So like he's not like he's a slow driver. He's quick, and he'll deserve it. So it's fine. It's cool.
A couple of things to say on that. I don't know about the points, to be honest, because you've got gains on him in terms of leading laps. You've got your pole points. There's reasons to be.
Yeah,
positive.
but I got 11 incident points in the second race. He might have got some because I know he went off, but so that negates any bonus points.
Yeah.
And then I finished 20th, and he finished 6th in the second race, I think.
Yeah, but anything can happen in that race next week. You can't be immune from it. If somebody else has a crash and you're a passenger, and it might happen to Logan, I think it's all still up there for you. So don't lose heart, and certainly don't stop the fantastic performance that you put in tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy with my driving for once. I know I'm normally like the world's most miserable person.
You are. So it's nice to hear you. But something nice about you driving. So
yeah, the car was good. Everything felt good. It's racing. It is what it is. So
yeah, and Logan's been fantastic.
Yeah, like he's been brilliant.
It's been
he's
brilliant.
Where he is. He's where he is because he's quick.
His skill and balance and turning up and racing, and yeah,
exactly.
I think it's just a joy to have the pair of you racing together. So yeah,
couldn't agree with that.
Good luck to you both next week.
Yeah.
And on that note, anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Obviously, you guys are putting the show on. We're still in the height of summer in this country, and there's, I think, 26, 27 people. So great turnout again. Great racing up and down the fields. It looked like fun. It's a tight track. Incidents are going to happen. So it is what it is. Just shout out to everyone. Basically, my brother for being more angry than me at the end of the race.
He was like,
he was brilliant.
Funny.
And just for like when he finished his race that he was doing, just for looking out in the race for me. So yeah, just thanks to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome stuff, and we'll see you for the last of the race weeks in this season next week.
The ultimate.
Steve
cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Good night.
Oh, he's gone. Tears.
That's
what he was saying.
That's nice to hear Stephen being positive about his driving for once, instead of knocking himself.
Yeah, he can let it get on top of him. Hopefully he'll bounce back and dust himself off.
Wow, he was superb tonight.
Yeah,
it was that overtake. I'll never forget it. It was just the thing.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah,
wasn't it just beautiful?
Spectacular. I'm glad we caught it live as well, because that was excellent. Welcome to the booth, and probably the most successful point scorer tonight, Sam Blees.
Yes,
hope so.
And,
need it.
Hello, guys.
Hearty mood. Yes, good evening,
Yeah, I
Sam.
do need it.
Yeah. Well, let me select you on that thing.
I don't know. We had some good points last week, didn't you?
Yeah, it was
it was
second
better.
and third last week, I think.
Yeah.
Stepped up this week, a second in the first race, followed Mr. Lucky Walkie, well, not so much luck in the second race, but in the first race, followed the leader home, and then decided to do one better in the second race. Kept your nose clean in that one, I think, is the best description I can give you.
Yeah, I mean, the second race was all about pitting at the right time, and it was literally the only lap I could have done it, because if I'd done it a lap earlier, I'd have come out behind the person I came out alongside. and that would have lost me enough time that I wouldn't have got where I needed to.
Right.
And a lap later, and I'd have lost time on the entrance lap because those guys ahead of were fighting. So it was the perfect lap to get it done. The pit stop went well. I had clear air most of the time, so I was just able to get the laps in, keep my head down, and start catching people, get myself in a position to make the pass towards the end.
Right, yeah, and you did that. It was quite a professional performance from you, and it wasn't without, the cut and thrust of having to make your way through a field or scrap with some of the fast guys, because they were around you for nearly the whole race.
It's a scrap with Jamie, wasn't it?
It really was.
Wow. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Great nights. You've been in good form, Sam. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to feel quick in the car again and come back. I mean, Wook was faster tonight, no doubt about it. I able to keep up with him in race 1, but I was. So I only joined very late. I only joined for like the last 5 minutes of qualifying. So I think I got 7 laps in or something. So I was lucky to be, I think it was third or fourth on the grid. But I was able to get 2 places off the start, and then just I couldn't. A couple of times I had a little bit of a look at Wook, but he had a 10th on me when we both did a good lap. He was a bit faster, so it was only going to be forcing a mistake or him, getting out of shape or something.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy to follow him home. I feel like I was able to hold Naveed off without too much issue. Like I could just sort of sit there.
Yeah, Naveed was great, but he didn't look like he was going to be able to get enough speed out of that car to put a move on you.
No, and I mean, I think part of that's team. Like there was I did make one little mistake at the hairpin, and he had a bit of a run. And I think maybe if we weren't teammates, he might have showed his nose, but he just eased off a little bit. But apart from that, yeah, I felt like I had it sort of covered. And then race 2 was biding my time at the start, taking the positions when they were there decisively, but not taking any risks, saving a bit of fuel early on, and then just getting the strategy right, knowing what was going on ahead, and being able to track where people were and where they were going to come out. And yeah, it worked out nicely. Got myself in position, 3rd after the stops were all done. I was able to get past Chris Smith, and then a couple of laps from the end.
Not easy, was it tonight? Chris was on some form, wasn't he? Goodness.
Oh, he was flying. What a result. What a day he had. Yeah, that was really good. And then able to put. It wasn't. I don't think it was a rough move on Jamie, but it was robust. Shall we say? There was a little bit of rubbing. He wasn't leaving me loads of room, and I was going to take the space when it was there. But yeah, it was a case of force the mistake at the final corner, get alongside, and then hold it through the inside of Paddock Hill and Druids and make it stick.
Yes.
And you did.
Redemption for not being able to manage it last week when I ran out of fuel.
Yeah. Wasn't going to mention that, but since
it makes for great, spectacular watching for us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We've seen some sterling racing by so many people tonight. It's been very, very exciting.
Yeah.
I bet there's some very tired and sweaty drivers.
Yeah, me included. I mean, that many cars on that shorter track, you're always going to get some fireworks.
Yeah, always.
Definitely.
Never fails, does it?
So, Interlagos, isn't it, for the last race of the season? Is that right?
Oh, it is. And it's endurance, isn't it?
It is. It's an endurance race, which should be a good little track car combination to do multiple pit stops around Interlagos in these cars. There's quite a lot up in the air. I think you're too far away to win the championship, aren't you? It'd take a small minor miracle and maybe some sort of disaster on somebody else.
I mean, I've probably closed in a bit tonight, but yeah, I haven't looked for a while, I must admit. I'll have a look.
But
I think Teams is probably still up for grabs.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Teams has been very exciting.
It has. But anybody you want to shout out to before I let you go?
I want to say congrats again to Christopher Smith. He did a great job. It's very, very rare to turn reverse grid pole into a podium. I was saying to him, I don't remember the last time that's happened, other than like where someone else is like Spencer or Naveed or me or Work or somebody has had a bad race 1 and ended up 15th.
Yeah.
Like if you are just in 15th and you turn it into podium, that's a cracking drive. That's a great result. So that was great to see. And thanks to you guys for hosting it, put it on, and for everyone who came out and raced. And good to see Spencer back in the car as well.
Yeah. Welcome back to Spencer.
Absolutely.
And we shall see you racing with us this time next week at Interlagos. Sam Blees.
Cheers,
Good
guys.
night, Sam.
Thank you.
Right.
Well done, Sam.
Yeah. Next into the booth. That list of people beneath us, Alan, has not got any smaller.
No, matey.
There's just too many of them. And stolen mid-sentence, I think.
I would have talked to them all as well. They've all got a
Yeah,
story to tell.
I know. I've got
We actually just have to try and speed it up.
Yeah, I've got to get up at 4 in the morning to go driving across the country. Welcome to the booth, Christopher
Hello.
Smith.
Mr. Smith, congratulations.
Thank you, P3. in race two.
Yeah, no,
Incredible.
superb race, superb. We're
Enjoyed it.
absolutely. Oh yeah, we're thrilled for you. Made up for you, really. Honestly, it was
Very
fantastic.
much so. I mean, it was planned for you to finish in 15th in the first race, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the qualifying could have gone better. And in race one, I was bumbling around in P13 for a while. And then I ended up having a massive slide on the final corner and ended up getting punted down to P16. And I was thinking, oh, great. P16, it's just there. And it's so hard to overtake at this track. As Jay Corley proved, as he tried to make a move on somebody and ended up spinning himself.
Yes.
And I managed to get into P15 thanks to Jay Corley. So high five, Jay Corley.
I'm sure he'll love you saying that.
I'm sorry. And then he struggled to get past me for 10 laps or something. So, yeah.
No, you did very, very well. And as Sam Blees just said in his interview, it is very, very rare for people to convert a reverse pole, reverse 15, into a podium position at all in the feature race. So that's high praise from Sam Blees, who's won this championship so many times. I'd have to take my shoes and socks off, I think, in order to count that high.
I've just been looking through the crash reel though, and I think
Really?
that might have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Just while people have been waiting in the waiting room, just looking through the crash reel, quite a few big names going off in lap one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's.
Well,
yeah.
they definitely
Thanks, guys.
gifts are
Gratefully received.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was looking for. But yeah, they
Generously given.
and humbly received. Yes. But yeah, great result. You've got
Thank you.
good pace in that Audi. There's not that many people that can extract that. There's only yourself, Naveed, and Stefan even willing to attempt it this season, isn't there? And Anthony Hilton in the AM class.
If Naveed can give you some lessons or something, I'd be more than willing to. Maybe for a couple of pints of whiskey or something. I don't know.
Pints of whiskey. That sounds great. Sounds like a real party. That. Yeah.
No, he is lightning in this car. I wish I had that kind of ability, but as Rob Sutherland's mentioned, I'm too cheap to buy any other TCR. Once I've got, I just don't agree with it. You paid $12, all right, to buy a car. I'm not paying it. That's $40 or something for an entire. Yeah, no way.
Well, I'd hate to see you'd hate to see the amount of content that I bought for all the
It
races.
was like my
and
garage. I
broadcasts.
just try and polish them. That's
Yeah, just in my simulated garage. But no, very polished performance. Kept yourself out of trouble, and a lot of others didn't, like you say. And that's part of the game, isn't it? That's part of the talent. It's
yeah, definitely in these 40-minute races, absolutely. And there's no point trying to fight with a pro towards the end of the race if they're a decent couple of tenths faster a lap. No, it's just you're going to end up in the barrier if they start getting frustrated behind you. So as soon as a pro starts nibbling, they can have it.
Yeah, you got to pick your fights, absolutely. But one of the shining trophies, we'll call it, it's actually a certificate that's up for grabs, is the team championship, and RD Simsport are right up there. You were 94 points clear before you went into this race.
Okay. Good.
All these two races, and Result X Pure Sims pretty much finished south of you in both races. Your fight is definitely with them. The next team back is Team Chimera, and they are 500 points behind you guys. So yes, you've got
right. Well,
you've got it.
I'm afraid
take to Result X Pure Sims.
Yeah, the thing is that both myself and Martin Shirley are off next week,
Oh.
so no pressure to Dan.
Oh, Dan can
Dan
handle it.
Mills.
Yeah.
Dan, yeah, he'll be fine.
He's only
but
got an
yeah,
endurance race at Interlagos.
so I'm in Great Yarmouth. I'll be sitting there with a
Oh,
whiskey like
goodness.
you guys will.
Yeah.
And then I'll be
Very nice.
Pint
commenting
of-
along in the chat, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going away with the family just for a week.
Oh, well, lovely.
Very nice.
It's very nice up that piece of the coast.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see.
very good.
Yeah, never been down that way really before. I'm from Manchester, so it's quite a trek for me.
God's own country. I'm from Altrincham.
Oh, well, I'm in Gatley, so
All right.
I'll have to.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't live there anymore. I chased a woman across the country. So,
Oh.
but anyway,
Yeah, I'll let you get on.
stories for a different time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say a few thank yous if that's all right.
Go for it.
Because as I say, this is my final round I'll be doing with you guys. So thanks very much for putting on such a great show. Really enjoyed watching the broadcast back. You are fun to listen to and watch. And thanks to the team boss, Rob Sutherland. He actually paid for my entry into this season. He knows how cheap I am. But also because we won a season in a different league. Another RD Simsport friend and me won the SRM GT4 challenge last season, which is quite good fun.
good.
That's on Chaz Draycott's channel.
Oh yeah, I know Chaz.
They were on Tuesday nights, so definitely worth a watch if anybody's interested in some GT4 action. It's good racing,
Like
good,
Chaz.
Yeah.
clean fun. Thanks again to Jay Corley. High five. And my long-suffering wife, of course. I mean, I don't know whether I'll be able to take part next season because it has been a bit of a strain doing a couple of leagues, and I do want to focus my attention on the Porsche Cup a bit more next season. But we'll see. I'll see whether Rob and the gang can peer pressure me into doing this again. But
Well,
yeah, I have had a good laugh.
yeah. Well, we
Yeah, well,
hope
that's
you
all we
turn up
want to
again.
hear.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed yourself, we've certainly enjoyed having you, and you made a great
Definitely.
contribution. It's been
Cheers.
great watching you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll see some more RD Simsport guys. in
Yeah,
here
no,
next
the whole
season.
new spin sport
Yeah.
have been fantastic. Honestly, I can't say enough about the whole team.
He's leaving this, Alan, in the first season that we probably might get rain.
Yes.
Don't know.
Whoops.
Yeah. It's either too tempting not to, or too tempting to do it. So I don't know which one it is yet.
Oh,
But
crikey.
anyway, it's been a pleasure having you race with
Thanks.
us. We definitely want you to come back if you can do. Christopher Smith, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, good night, Chris.
Bye bye.
Right, next up, where's he gone? There is going to be Mr. Naveed Hussain, Superfast Naveed Hussain. In the first race, let's find you on track.
Bum, ba-dum, bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum, bum, there you go. In the first race, you got yourself a podium, bottom step of the podium, third
007.
place. All good points for your team. Talk us through that one, because at the start, did you lose a position or something? You got shuffled back?
I don't know how Sam did that start.
It was
in the
brilliant,
first
wasn't it? Yeah.
race.
He got two
I was
positions
so
when I
shocked, like-
blinked. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was mental. Like I got a decent. Like the initial start wasn't great, but like the second phase, the start I was like, okay, I got Jamie now, and then all of a sudden going through Paddock Hill Bend, Sam just like flew. I was like, what? How did he do that? Yeah, and then after that, it was just trying to keep up. I think like it's probably Sam, Stephen, Jamie. I didn't get it today. So I was just trying to keep up. It was really tough. The second to last corner, like I was losing like 10th, and then the rest of the track was stablemate. So throughout the race, I was just constantly losing a 10th here and there. And yeah, I was hoping Sam and Stephen would start like fighting, but never happened, unfortunately. But yeah, finished boring, lonely third. But it was good fun. I enjoy the track. So
Podium finish in this company is something to be proud of. It is. You have to
absolutely.
great pace, and you've got to drive the track, haven't you, Naveed? You know, and you've done the job, and yeah, we enjoyed watching you. So
Thanks.
okay, it's when you're racing against these guys, you've got your hands full, haven't you? It's from the get go, and you give us a lot of pleasure, Naveed. It's a pleasure to watch you every week.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And yeah, I was only thinking the same the other day. I was like, it's like you got to feel proud when you're racing at the front in this league because the level of competition is super high. And out of all the leagues I've done, it's like the cleanest level. Like people have a lot of respect on track, and you can see that. And it's not easy. Like you got to put in the practice to. So I was spending like 6 hours practice or something. Right,
Yes.
right pace all day. Or, yeah, you really do have to put in the practice to be able to compete, and I certainly do. But yeah, tricky track for me. It was a tricky track, but yeah.
I think it's tough for everybody.
It
But
is.
we've had a great night. It's been a bit hectic and a bit cheek by jowl, but yeah, it's been a great night's racing, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, certainly was.
you got some good team points in that first race, and well, you know, Hydro Race, Geodesic Racing White will have got some pretty good ones in the second race because you did recover the situation in that second race quite well. It could have been a lot worse, finishing 14th after being in that carnage. You know, it could have been way worse than that. But you showed true spirit, stayed in it, got yourself back, dusted yourself down, overtook a whole bunch of cars. Did some in the pits, I think, as well. Looking at your pit stop time, I think you did remarkably well there.
Makes that car look mean and fast.
It does, yeah. Chewing up the miles in front of it. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start practicing for Interlagos and the endurance race next week?
Congrats to Sam and Stephen for winning the races. Thank you to you guys for the broadcast. And thanks to everybody watching for watching. Cheers.
Awesome stuff. Always a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
watch your race. And we'll see you next time. Naveed Hussain.
Take care, guys.
Congratulations. Came out of there with his mental and physically intact.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it takes quite a lot to achieve that, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, it seems to. I think.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not surprised. Yeah, it's what do they call? It's a good analogy, but it keeps us. I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, well.
It's something to do with Victorians and hot, sweaty blazers.
Oh well, that sounds like something I want to do.
What have I walked into? I think I've joined the wrong room.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's dragged me in here. What are we talking about?
Victorian naked people and hot spaces.
Trying to think of the right
Bridgerton.
Yes.
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Ah, my wife just started watching that.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Not been getting much sleep recently. Anyway, go on.
welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Spencer
Good
McCarthy.
evening.
Welcome back to racing, Spencer McCarthy.
Yay.
Cool. Where are you on this one?
My home track, so I thought I had to come back for that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, we love brands, don't we? It's the heart
love a
of
bit of
British
brand.
motor racing, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I think everyone prefers GP over Indy, but I mean,
Yes.
Indy's just as good. It's a challenge. There's not a lot of respite.
Well,
No,
no respite.
none.
It's none.
None at all.
It's constant.
No, I love it. I've driven probably, 6, 7 different classes of car around it. They all work on the Indy.
There is a
Absolutely
little bit of
anything works.
respite. The bit of respite you get is just as you come out of clearways, there's a little patch of tarmac that kind of is a little bump by the pit wall,
Yeah.
and then from there to the start finish line, that's the respite. That's it.
It would be nice, but that's the bit I'm normally going backwards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So talking about the first race first. It was pretty static at the front. A bit of movement
was.
just in front of you. And
I got an overtake.
You
I got
did?
2 overtakes.
Was it
So
two,
I
was it?
got I got someone off the line, and then I got Mr. Trendle
Yeah.
up the inside going into Druids. I mean, he could have probably come across coming out of paddock, but he kind of made a mistake going into paddock, left the door left half a car, so kind of was offline. So I got a slight run, which then meant he kind of, and I showed my nose up the inside early enough. He didn't then come to cover because he kind of thought, well, I think I've got to run, so he didn't want to just throw it inside me.
Right.
And then I just got maybe kind of half the car up on the braking zone, and then as we went around the inside, I got a bit more up, and then got around him through Graham Hill Bend. So it's always Brands Hatch is always going to be like a multi-corner move because it's
you got to set them up before you can knock them down. Yeah.
yeah.
And then in race 2, you got skittled.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think it's obviously melee, right? Reverse grid going into a tight track like this. I was looking for where to go. I had to kind of go up the middle a little bit, but then Jamie Jeffrey has sent it around the outside going into Druids, and then tried to hang it around the outside, but then didn't quite. So I was then side by side, still coming out with the guy that I was going in, but then Jamie Jeffrey was still on the outside, wanted 3 wide, and it was just, it wasn't going to work. So I got pit maneuvered, and then took out Naveed, and then me and him just had a bit of a fight back.
So that's the story for that one. Are you with us next week for the endurance race at Interlagos?
Yes, I'll be there for Interlagos. I like a bit of Interlagos.
That'll be exciting.
Endurance
race as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I blew the dust off the PC earlier. Did the updates that I needed to and whatnot. I updated my graphics driver, and I was getting some stutters every kind of couple of minutes, every 3 or 4 minutes. So I don't know if it's the driver or not.
Well,
Don't talk about tech today. Goodness me.
I'm not a fan of that Windows update.
Pete's had a nervous breakdown with it. Honestly.
I heard that. Well, Alan, you came into our chat room saying ignore this session, so I'm kind of ignoring the session, but no one's leaving, and I'm like, are we carrying on then? So it was, you guys obviously did you have sound in the end or not?
Not for my race, and I had to turn it off.
Right.
It was the only solution.
It could either talk and hear itself, or have the sound turned on and not hear itself.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous situation.
It was a bonkers thing.
Not a fan. Right. Do not recommend the latest Windows updates because it's ruined my computer. Anyway,
it's not fixed yet, so he's still got to fix it. It hadn't identified the issue.
Is the broadcast you and Alan just going meow 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 like that?
Actually, we should have done that, shouldn't we? That would have been hilarious.
I think some of the noises we're making were a bit like that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Great to see you back. 5th place in your first race back. You must be pretty happy about that, given the cars that were ahead of you and the speed of those guys. This late in the season, everyone's on it, right? So
slightly back into 5th. I'm happy. Yeah, as you say, happy with that.
Yeah, and obviously the second race is no reflection on your standard and usual performance, because you are our current reigning champion.
Indeed, number 1 proudly displayed on his vehicle.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
You may not get wood this year, which is the new trophies.
Bridgerton will solve that. So that's
will, so that's cool, but we look forward to seeing you race next week. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Well, I'd just like to officially say I think you guys, especially for the last round, need to drop. I think Stephen Lucky Walker needs to be banned just until the end of this season, because I think it's adding insult to injury now. I think it's I'm not sure how. I mean, there was a moment in that race where I heard in his voice that he wanted to punch someone in the face, but he's so nice that he obviously wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But he didn't. There was nowhere that he could direct that anger.
No, it was
apart from his table that he punched or something.
Yeah.
But
through gritted teeth situation, isn't it?
Yeah. Sort of coming on mic saying sorry for that rejoin, everyone, but like really kind of thinking, why the fuck has this happened again? You know,
I shouldn't have been rejoining in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. I just bless him. I mean, I obviously saw a couple of the broadcasts as well while I was away, so. Yeah, it hasn't had a great run of things.
Maybe the underpants need to be thrown in the bin for a new set.
I think they possibly do.
Yeah, they do. Threadbare, we'll call them Threadbare. Anybody else in the list?
Obviously yourselves. Well done for pushing through summer. I mean, I don't know. Numbers didn't really drop too bad, did they?
No. Very, very good. Drivers have been fantastic. Turning up.
So amazing stuff. So well done, guys. Yeah, big shout out to you guys. And I look forward to the broadcast. So shout out to my teammates. Nice to see Matt out there again.
Yeah, it's good to see him back.
Naveed, had a good battle with him. Sam for the win. I mean, good stuff. I think he hasn't won for a while, so
keep rubbing that one in. That'll wind him up. But no, we look forward to seeing you racing at Interlagos in the endurance race next week. Our current reigning champion, Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Good night, Spencer.
Good night.
Right, next up, the lead. We've done 1, 2, 3. Oh dear.
You're gonna have to speed it up here.
I know. I'm doing my best, honestly. It's not been the easiest.
You haven't got a quick fast forward. We haven't got a fast forward. That's the trouble.
I know. It's not been the easiest night. So, welcome to the booth, Logan McKinsey. Good evening.
Yay!
Good evening, fellas.
Hey.
Good evening, Logan.
So, race 1. I'm looking down the list. 8th place. We usually see you in and around the top 5. Talk us through race 1.
So we started,
Yeah.
and I
Follow-
gained one spot off the line, and then we drove around for 20 minutes.
And then finished. Excellent.
That was my
Yeah.
Can't say a whole lot was going on in race 1.
No,
At the very, very end of it, you could tell that some people's tires were starting to go, but there wasn't enough time left to actually do anything about it. So,
Oh, it's interesting.
I mean, if I had been like 6/100ths faster in qualifying, I would have started 5th, and then I would have finished 5th. So, yeah, it is what it is. That's how important
Yes.
qualifying
Well, the
was.
thing is,
It's yeah.
if you start off in the grid at that position and you finish there, it means you've driven really clean laps and a lot of very fast ones because everybody around you is doing lots of very fast laps. So it's not that easy to actually keep your position. You might just be there, but to actually hold your position is no easy thing around here. I don't think. I think you have to have your wits about you and certainly have some decent pace to actually stay up. So well done, because I couldn't have kept up with this lot tonight, and you did.
Yeah, it was a tough race.
Yeah. You kept your head together in the second race, didn't you? Kept the car out of trouble mostly, was it? Or did you get collected? You did get collected, didn't you? Because I saw you getting crashed into part way down that straight after the third turn.
Yeah, I really wanted to be mad about that incident because it was 3 wide, and of all the corners on the track, we're gonna go 3 wide here. It's on lap 1. It's just ridiculous. But when you watch it back, it's like everyone just sort of ended up where they were, and then Pete and I just kind of got glued together. He was trying his best to get off of me, and I was doing the same, and I still just got spun around. So, I don't know where I ended up, 24th or 25th, but the fact that I finished higher than I did in the first race, I'm not quite sure how that happened. That race was kind of a weird haze.
Right.
Every time I looked down, I was just like a position up than the last time I looked.
Okay. Well, yeah. We'll look forward from this race then, shall we? Because you said last week that you hadn't raced around Brands Hatch that much. Is that right?
Yeah, on and off during the years. I did the Formula Ford Festival last season, and I was running like top 10 in top split until in a big, massive crash at the last corner, like 6 cars. So that was my last experience with this layout. So I was hoping for something a little better today, and I guess, I mean, you know, all things considered, I'm in a pretty good mood. Unfortunately, that is at Steven's expense because he got collected at the end there.
He did, yeah.
But I mean, that's really unfortunate, and I'd hate to win the championship off that, but it softened the blow of what had happened to me in the second race a little. And I mean, I had a fun time driving, making my way back up the field, just trying to work in when best to pit. So the second race, after I set my head straight and just started driving, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Right, okay. Well, that's what we're all here for, to enjoy our respective inputs into these races and into these seasons. Talk us through ATC, because you must be in full flow with that now, right?
Yeah, we kicked off Monday night.
And are your fields nice and healthy this season? Have you got room for some of the guys that are either already participating in this one or on the chat watching? There's quite a few watching at the minute, that's all.
So we went to VIR, which has a pit stall limit of 60. I didn't think we were going to have to worry about it, but by the time we came to grid, there were 52 cars.
Ooh, right.
Whoa.
Well, I'll be watching
I think
that.
51 of them wait, let me think. 51 of them started the race, and I believe either 49 or 50 finished it.
Wow.
It was I'm really proud of all the guys on Monday night because that was some. I mean, I looked up 7 or 8 laps in at the track map, and everyone was still pretty much together, like 50 cars all in a row. It was incredible. Daniel Mills was there, and he pipped the top 5.
Right. Excellent.
Wow.
Beat me at my own game, so
Well,
hats off to him.
Yeah, good effort,
Yeah.
Daniel Mills.
That's
Yeah, it was
fantastic.
a lot of fun.
That's a heck of a grid for VIR.
That's bonkers.
It-
isn't
it
That
was
must have
something.
been something to see. Goodness me.
I wouldn't.
The broadcast will be Saturday, so you guys are free
Wow.
to drop by and watch.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will
So,
do.
where's the links?
Yeah. Send the
I
links.
could-
Hey, I'll be sure Pete has those for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yes.
Yeah, and post
Grand.
them in all the relevant places on the Backfire Simsport TV Discord as well, so everybody else gets a share. Or I can do that if you want me to. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you in this season. Are you going to rejoin us next season, or is it going to be too hectic with the ATC League?
Oh, as long as work permits, I'll be trying to make it here every week.
Awesome stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant because, such an addition to the league. We have so many great drivers now, but every one of them adds something to the mix.
Yeah, the
And
competition
it's
is
rich.
pretty crazy.
It's a rich, beautiful mixture of drivers. And yeah, we don't want to lose any of you. And
No.
but 50 guys on your grid, I think it's fantastic.
That's
Congratulations.
amazing, yeah. Well done. I wouldn't race around here with 50 cars, I know that much. It was painful watching at the beginning of the second race of 27. But yes, next week, endurance race, Interlagos. It's not absolutely secure yet. I don't know what the points are going to do. Chances are you've topped the charts, but you've had some very careful races. You are a very careful driver and very, very fast. But anything can happen in that last race, so you're going to have to be on your toes, I think.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think Steven was telling me I haven't looked at the points standings the last couple of weeks because I just thought it'd be better for my mental to not even know. It's just better for me to not look, especially after like a crash or something like that. So, but he was telling me like 4 or 5. If he has to beat me by like 4 or 5 spots, he thinks. To win, but I guess we'll see what the championship is because incident point deductions and all that. But Interlagos is going to be tough. The middle sector, I guess the last sector, really, the back half of the track, it just tears up tires. It's all mechanical grip, slow first, second gear stuff. So if it's any kind of hot, it's going to be very difficult. Very uphill stuff. And I'm getting more used to the Veloster, and I'm starting to fall off the Elantra.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just worry I'm going to torch the tires, so it's going to be interesting. I guess where I qualify is going to determine how conservative I am in the race in regards to the championship and all that. So it'll be interesting.
No, very good. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start your practice for this time next week?
Yeah. So I will say I may not. There's an off chance with work I don't show up next week. In which case, I am going to go ahead and shout you out. This is a great league. You guys run a really great operation here, and I hear you, saying this and that. You're saying mean things to yourself. I promise you, you do an amazing job. I've done plenty of my fair share of screw ups. I mean, just 2 seasons ago, I told the wrong person because I had messed up the points calculations, like who had won. I told the wrong person that they had won our AM championship. So, like, mistakes just happen. I think you do a great job, and you do a great job handling them.
Thank you very much. It's not just,
Yes.
It's not just me that
Oh,
talks me
Pete's
down
awesome,
there.
isn't he? He is. I've got to
Yes.
say, the fact is, at this stage of the season, we're looking at the minutiae to see who's going to win.
Yeah.
That says everything about the season we've had from everybody, and I think that's amazing.
It has
Just
been
a
a
credit to
fantastic
everybody,
season.
isn't it?
Yeah, and you've contributed to it massively, and hopefully the ATC league continues to draw such fantastic numbers. And you have a wonderful league over there. I'll certainly be watching them all.
Yeah, and when
Yeah, I'm going to be watching that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see VIR with 50 TCRs on it. That's going to be something special.
I'm using
When
a
the new,
wide-angle camera.
when the new season kicks off, I'll shout you guys out for your season starting over there on the broadcast.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
A bit of back scratching here and there is always good, isn't it? So
Absolutely.
how we exist in a mutually respectful environment. But yeah, brilliant having you here. Hope you return next week if you can do, and next season if you can do. It's been an utter pleasure having you racing with us. Logan McKinsey, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, well done.
Cool. Right, next up is going to be Mr. Jamie Wilson, the saviour of tonight's broadcast, really. Self-sacrificed himself in his qualifying session to try and save a broadcast out of BSTV. Jamie Wilson, good
And he
evening.
did.
And he
Yeah,
did it.
hello. Have you
Yeah.
got any more swords for me to fall on?
I don't know. Do you need a couple more, do you? Hang on.
Yeah.
Where's my list of excuses?
Got some fruit pastels. Could fall on a fruit pastel,
Yeah.
right?
Oh dear. So after I'd delayed you significantly, you fought your way back, and it was you passed more cars in that first race than anybody else. So I'm going to say that you were the most dynamic driver on track, on camera, because of me.
Yes, inspired by the success.
And then you improved on that significantly in the second race. At one point, you were about 15 places up, obviously with pit stops owing, but managed to recover the car from your original starting position of dead last, I think it was, to 13th, and up 5 places in that second race. And I don't think we took the camera off you very often. Because
Well, that was after the disaster. I was
Well,
on track for
yeah.
8th or 9th or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So talk us through the first race first, because I bet that was good fun, even though you
it was, yeah.
would have
It
hoped
was,
for a higher start.
yeah. I didn't really make that much progress initially. Just in the traffic, it's a kerfuffle. You don't want to be too aggressive necessarily straight away, because it won't serve you that well if you are. You need to take your time and be a bit methodical about it. But yeah, it was good fun. The downside to that, though, is that there was just that little bit of field spread. I think it was Stefan that was up the road, and I spent like 10 laps, felt like about 200. Just
hunting him.
relentlessly pushing the proverbial out of the car to try and close the gap. I did manage to get some passes in there. A lot of people saying, "Oh, it's really hard to pass around here." I just not tried hard enough. I managed it. Shut up.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was that was good fun. I was trying to obviously go for the 15th, but yeah, the field spread. I think it was Chris Needham was in that position, if memory serves, and it was another 3 or 4 seconds up the road at the end or something like that. I just ran out of laps, really.
Yeah, it was Christopher Smith that ended up with it in the end.
Sorry, yeah, Chris Smith. Yeah.
But yeah, around you and in that group that Christopher Smith and Chris Needham and Renee were in, the leaders didn't get a shot at the footage really, because they were staying in position nearly the entire race. It was all the action was down towards the middle and back end of the field. So from our perspective, it was very entertaining. Second race, did you manage to avoid the carnage at the start?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. And then yeah, there was stuff going on in that race, wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean that obviously helped just in terms
Yeah.
of raw numbers, but I also managed to get past the likes of Stephen Walker and had a bit of a bat with Sam for a while, because they had themselves been a little bit displaced by everything going on. So I just kind of took the view of, well, I'm here now, I may as well chuck my nose in, sort of thing, and just be a pest. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Worked for you.
How'd you get past Stephen?
Well, exactly. I know, I was confused by that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But yeah, no. I mean, once he was behind me, I thought he'd be face palming now, because
he's got old bugger lugs in front of him slowing him down. But then he just took that as a typical thing where I'm absolutely think of footage of like steam train people like shoveling coal into the engine. That was me in that car pushing that thing to an inch of its life.
Well, you did very well doing that.
And then Stephen Walker's behind me, and then starts catching me once the traffic clears up. And looks going at like 50% pace because he's saving
In the diesel. In the diesel. He's in a diesel, mate. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like you're going past on like a Ducati at full bore or something, and then someone in like a one wheel or something with a big motor on it, just no effort, just goes past you. Push bike or something.
Yes.
Well,
but you were driving well tonight. It was fairly great. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed the race. It was very busy out there, wasn't it?
It was good fun. And then I had the unfortunate sequence of events, which I assume you caught, with Pete Newman and Steve Walker coming together.
Yes.
And I had so much of a thought process going on in parallel there. I was a quantum computer at that point.
Right.
So I was thinking, I need to calculate the trajectory of that car.
Yeah.
I didn't account for the fact that his wheels would turn.
Right.
So I thought he was going to sort of ride the barrier up the hill towards the back of the pits, or in that vicinity.
Yeah.
But I didn't account for the fact that he still had lock on, which you would have because he'd probably let go of the wheel at that point.
I don't think the lock was anything to do with his hands. I think his front suspension was screwed, but
being on the brakes I don't think would have made. He did get on the brakes, but getting on it slightly early wouldn't have made a difference. We know that from Jay Corley's thing at Portimao.
Yes, we do.
Just because ABS in reverse is witchcraft, so it can't be done apparently. So I was thinking about all of that and thinking championship implications about the incident itself, and thinking, I wonder how that's going to pan out. Oops, there's a car there.
Yeah.
So I and do a little bit of target fixation all at the same time. So
look at this, look at that. Well held.
Sideways sliding round paddock.
That was beautiful. Yeah. Kept all of it gorgeous.
Style points on that one. But the team championship, you're in third place at the minute. You've not got a massive threat from Spectre 6 behind you. And I don't think there's any hope that you're catching the top two teams between you. Because RD Simsport and Result X Pure Sims are 400 points clear of you both. You and Simon I'm referring to. But that third place looks pretty sane.
I'm still looking for a podium for Chimera.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
Mind you, with Simon, you see, we've got a very strong team there now. Simon and Jamie, they're back to full strength, aren't they? And that's a serious team right there.
Yeah, I mean, we're still figuring things out to an extent. Simon's kind of experimenting with the setup and try and learn things every time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a kind of turn up and throw things at it, see what happens kind of approach. And ultimately, we're having fun doing it, even if it's we don't have to be at the front to have fun. It's fine.
No, that's right.
It's a common misconception that you need to be at the front to enjoy it. That's not true.
Absolutely right.
Couldn't agree more. I'm an expert on that.
Being in the, you know me, I like just being in the thick of it. This track lent itself to that in a big way because, of course, it does. It's Brands Indy in the same way that, say, Alton Park does or Knockhill does. So yeah. A lot of people are like, I don't like this track, it's hard to overtake. And it's like, well, yeah, but if we only race the tracks that were easy to overtake, we'd have 12 weeks at Watkins. No one wants that.
Yeah, true. Absolutely right. Well, anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and start practicing for next week's endurance race at Interlagos?
Yeah, shout out to the manufacturer of your headset.
Yeah, brilliant.
For just...
Who was that, Pivco? Was it Pivco?
Yeah, might as well be.
It's like Acme from the old Roadrunner stuff.
Yeah. Just need them to explode
now. No, shout out to everyone I was racing around. There was a lot of trust out there today. There's a lot of side by side around the outside of people and just sort of wincing they're not going to run wide into you. But there's certain people you can do that with. You're not really worried. The likes of Pete Van Gool and Pete Newman and people like that, and Steve Walker and so on. It's all you know you can do that sort of thing. So that's always good fun. And yeah, shout out to you guys for putting it on and for persevering, given the issues, Pete.
Yes, and thanks to you for sacrificing your start position in order to save the broadcast, because at one point it was looking like I was not going to be able to do anything. So forever in your debt, as always, Jamie. You do so much for the BSTV leagues. I don't think we could ever...
Well, we haven't technically fixed it yet, so hang on.
This is very true.
Yeah,
It's very true. But we did get the
Get it
broadcast
fixed,
going
please.
in one form. So I'm gonna stand by my statement.
Yes, indeed.
And we will see you this time next week. Thank you for everything, Jamie Wilson.
Yep, cheers, guys.
Good night, my dear.
Right, 3 to go. I know we're running over. Sorry, Alan. If you do need to
No,
go,
look,
then
no,
let me
you're
know.
doing. Look, this was immense tonight. We've had so many people in there. We should be honoured, and I do feel honoured that all these people want to come into
I
it.
know, it's crazy. Mid-conversation, welcome to the booth, is Alex Lado. How are you doing?
Hey guys. Fine. I'm doing fine. We're
Cool.
just talking to the guy.
Yeah. Where did you finish in the first race? Oops, I've not got this race.
Was that the one where he was in the
Around-
pits a lot?
I think so.
It's around the
that
top
was the
10.
second one.
Like outside.
Yeah, 11th, just outside the top 10. It was very, very interesting around your position. Everyone will think that the broadcast has stopped, I think, if they were looking at just the visuals at the minute, because your car's in the pits, because that's what you were doing for nearly the whole of the second race. But first race, so much action around you. Great to have you back, by the way, racing in both our leagues. Daniel Mills and Pete Van Gool and Rene Earhart all giving you a thorough race in the first race. Was it good fun coming back in that first one, at least? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Also Jay Golly. It was we had an amazing fight.
Oh yeah, that was good.
First, then he almost killed me. There was actually some there was contact. For once netcode worked reverse, and instead of having solid air, there was like soft solid, let's say.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was super fun at the sprint race. I knew I wasn't. Oh, to be honest, I think I was fast compared to other tracks, because first time back I was like 1.3 seconds off during quali. Second time I was like 9/10, and this time I was 3/10, I think. So something like this. I don't know. So there's improvement definitely, but also the track is very short. So 3/10 in this track is like ridiculously much.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guys on Discord. I don't know, the car was just on edge. I didn't feel comfortable. I don't know. It was impossible for me to do the last turn, basically. Actually, during quali, I was 0.31 down, and I arrived to the last turn, and I lost 2/10 there. So if I had nailed that turn, I would have been P4, because I did like, no, sorry, P5, just next to Simon. So that would have changed a lot of things, but I just couldn't manage the last turn. And then the next 5 laps of quali, the last attempt, I was nailing the last turn, but I was not nailing the rest of the laps. I was just crossing the line, like, you know.
Oh dear, nightmare.
Yeah, it was terrible, a terrible feeling. But then for the race, honestly, I didn't have the pace again. I don't know if it was the pressure from behind. I don't know if it was just, I don't know, lack of focus. I don't know. I have no idea. But the cars ahead of me just started pulling away. I don't know. I couldn't do anything about it. They were just pulling away. So I was just trying to learn mid-race what I was doing wrong, what I could do better, playing with the brake bias and changing some like lines and braking and everything. But yeah, at the end of the race, I actually was lapping at the same pace as the like 3-4 cars ahead of me, because that's all I could see in the info.
Yeah.
But up until then, I was just slower. But in the meantime, I had a great race, great fights with Jay, and I can't remember who it was, someone else putting pressure on me. But
Pete
it was
Van
great
Gool,
fun,
yeah.
Yeah, Pete, yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean, great result in the first race for you, first race back really, in TCRs, and then the second race. What happened on the start-finish straight? It looked very weird. I know that you got squeezed quite heavily towards the pit wall, or pit lane entry, that, you know, the hash marked area. I didn't expect the contact on that start-finish straight.
Yeah, honestly, me neither. I am still doubting whether it's one of those weird netcode moments where you use that once and that kind of makes a rebound effect and you hit twice. I don't know if you know what I mean.
I do. We've seen
when
it
you
before, yeah.
yeah, when you're side by side and you just collide once and then automatically that implies that you collide twice, but typically that ends up in nothing. So I'm not sure if it was that or if it was kind of a pissed off movement from Andrew. But honestly, I don't mind. In the moment, I was mad because it was like a few laps of the same kind of behavior, and I just don't know where he came from. Because I don't think it's pretty smart to race like that. But you know, he's on his full right to race however he wants, and it's my business to overtake him or not. Like Logan Mackenzie in front of me, we both crashed into lap one, and he got past him right away, and I couldn't. So he just clearly did it better. It's my fault not to overtake. And he can defend as much as he wants. That's great. I was having great fun. But then at some point, he was like pushing me off track several times, like fully off track and like closing in the doors. I was really like surprised. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
But still, I was trying my best to overtake him. Like I was just like keeping it chill. Like, okay, I just don't like the pushing, but this is still fun racing. And then in the straight line, I failed the first tap, and I kept my steering wheel straight. But the second tap came, and then we crashed. There was nothing we could do. So it was still great fun, aside from the lap one spin and all that. Like lap one spin, there was not much you could do. It was three wide. As soon as I heard 3 wide, I was like, oh well, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Someone's not coming out of this. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I expected it to be me because in the middle, I sadly run in a ultra wide. It's not like a huge ultra wide, so I didn't see the cars. I saw no cars.
Yeah.
So I was just praying, like, okay, this is the racing line, and it didn't work out.
Well, very entertaining in that first race. Lots of camera footage for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and Jura Larkinen has been flying the flag very well in the last couple of races, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was our first race together because even though he joined the team for last week, I wasn't there because I was in Switzerland. So it was the first race together, and it was super fun. I like the guy a lot.
Yes, he's great, proud, resplendent in his new livery, and looking very happy. It's great to see you linked up, and nice that you're both in the team together. And I think that's lovely.
Yeah, he's a really sweet guy. It's really fun guy, and I'm happy he joined the team. I'm happy we got to do the first race, and I only hope good things come for him.
Yeah, fantastic.
He's improving fast, so.
Well,
yeah, we think that's great.
Yeah, we do, and we hope that you're both back next season. We're not that far from the end of this one. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
You guys, as usual. You guys, Hydro Race. Dan from Hydro Race will be happy if we got some air. And Yoda for joining the team. Because I've been searching for teammates for a while because I feel a bit lonely on track. And finally I got a teammate and it's fun to share with. So Yoda, Hydro Race, you guys.
Fantastic.
Team ability, why not? Let's call Team ability from the V8 TSC, and that's it.
Awesome stuff. In that case, probably see you at the weekend in that V8 race.
Yeah, definitely.
Alex Savlano Ledo, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Brilliant.
Good night.
Thank you.
Right then, just 2 to go.
What a lovely man.
Oh, he's really nice, and he does loads for the league. He's just getting back into it after having some time out, studying, etc. It'd be good to be that age again, wouldn't it, Alan? Welcome to the booth, though, to Chris Dixon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Blue wheels in the sunset.
He's away again. He's been doing a lot of singing tonight. He's had to cover some of the other things that's been going on. So, race 1. It was a total reversal of fortunes in both races, really, wasn't it? Because in race 1 you followed your teammates home with Andrew Littler getting the top spot in the AM class, and in the second race you led your teammates home and you were second and got a podium finish. Talk us through the 2 races.
The plan was just to because we were all pretty even between me, Andy, and Fee. Anthony Hilton was about half a second quicker than all of us in the practice. So we sort of, the plan was just to not wipe each other out. But that sort of, Andy got me, and I let him pass. We had a good race in the first couple of laps, and he got us going into Graham Hill. I was on the inside, and if I'd stayed where I was, I'd have pushed him off. So I just backed off and let him take and dropped him behind him. And then a few laps later, he caught Fee and went up into the hairpin at the top, and Fee broke early, and I broke at my normal braking point, tried to avoid Fee, then tried to avoid the back of Andy, and went in the middle of the gap, but I just clipped Fee, and we both ended up in the gravel.
Right.
So that was on me, that one, but that let Anthony Hilton back in front of us, which was, we were trying to keep him behind us. So,
it sounds like a work guard plan.
Yeah, but, my plan was to have very little incidents, obviously for your Safe Driver Award, but that plan sort of went out the window in the first race because I come off with 9 incidents, but no, 8 incidents, which wasn't too bad. But
I don't think that's bad tonight, to be honest. It's been a bit of a freight train out there.
Yeah,
lots of carriages rattling together.
Yeah.
Well, I was ahead of Fee in that race, but with me taking her out, and we sort of got caught up by a few others, I thought I'd drop back and let her back in front. So it was only fair. I think.
Yeah. Yes. No. We saw that, didn't we? Didn't we see that?
We did.
See that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got away before her, and there was about 5 or 6 cars between us, and I was like, "Where are you, Fee?" She said, I'm coming. So, anyway, eventually she caught us up, and I let her go. But it was only, like I say, only fair. I took her out. So then, to be honest, after that we had a little bit of a battle as well. Anyway, so caught her back up, and it was fun.
Excellent.
Well, that's all you need. A little bit of fun. That's why we turn
I
up.
want to ask you about next week. We've got this endurance at Interlagos.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I hope Logan makes it, because he's winning the Safe Driver Award at the minute. So
yes, he's saying you might have work commitments.
Yeah, he was telling us
that?
in the interview room, and he said he might not be able to make it, but hopefully he can, because it'll be good for obviously their championship.
Well, if he can win the championship and the Safe Driver, that's something else.
Well, there's a couple of them battling, so if he comes back, he might get a few incident points. But I think he needs about 17, and I need to get none. So
right,
there's something like that. I don't know how many he got tonight.
He was in the wars a bit tonight.
Yeah, he got a few, but I don't think he got. I think I got more than him. So there'll be about. I think there'll be about 15 between us in the Safe Driver Award. But
not a bad performance, especially seeing the way you've been in the racing as well this season, Chris. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I was happy with the second race because we had some good battles in the second race, and I still come off with only 1 incident point, so I kept them low in the second race. But
no, very good.
Yeah.
And like I say, second race, a much. A large improvement on the first one. Finished in 21st, second in class. Got yourself a podium in the class, and only 1 place behind Stephen Walker.
Yeah. He had a bit of an incident, didn't he? That was unfortunate with Pete. He was right. I saw it in front of us as we were dropping down. But
yes, you just don't want it to happen to those two either. You know, 2 of the nicest blokes, and you just don't want them to be involved in that stuff. But there you go. Even the kindest get crapped on.
It happens.
Fate is just that way sometimes.
Well,
go on. I blamed Fee for the incident, actually, because she blamed me for the one a couple of weeks ago. I said she needs to stop reversing into me, just to get me back. So I'm sure she'll mention it when she comes in. But,
probably, Well, it's
Probably got a list written down by now, I would say.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah.
it's been entertaining watching you racing because you were on quite a lot of footage for you guys in that class, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting race on the endurance format at Interlagos next week. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, yourselves as always for putting the broadcast on. Everyone for watching, and all the lads from Results. They've helped as usual. Not that I've had much practice this week because I haven't been able to get on. But yeah, we struggled with setup, I think, but we got there in the end. So but yeah, the Results lads, and obviously there's a few missing tonight. So I hope they're all okay and the families are okay. I know Carl's struggling with his back, so he said he was going to watch. So hopefully he's sat up comfortable and he's been watching the stream.
Yeah, trays of Ginster's pies, they can't,
fall into bits.
They weigh quite a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully he recovers very quickly and gets back on track. Nothing worse than a bad back.
No, don't worry about it.
But yeah. But no, it's fantastic having you racing with us. All you need to do is enjoy yourself and have fun when you're in these leagues. Otherwise, you're probably doing the wrong thing. So it's great that you do have fun. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Chris Dixon, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Good
Thank
night,
you, Chris.
everyone.
Good night, matey.
Good night.
Right then, and while I'm still awake because I'm exhausted now. It's been such a stressful night.
We're on the penultimate leg here.
I know, yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, welcome to the booth, Fiona Siddons.
Yay!
Good evening, everybody.
Evening. So race one. I think were you the most reliable of the drivers tonight?
About
that. Oh dear. So
reversing into Chris didn't help.
No. What happened? Yeah, what happened there? We saw that. That was what was happening.
And Andy shot down the inside of me, so I braked early. My plan was brake early, turn in tight, and get an undercut on the way out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Chris decided he was putting his car at the same time.
Right. Okay.
It's one of those things. He apologised. He waited. I said, "Don't worry about it. It's racing. It happens."
So communication issue more than anything, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's a shame because it would have been 1, 2, 3 for work guard in the young class in that.
Yeah.
Which, that's the downside. I mean, to me personally, just shrug it off. It happens, but for the work guard team as a whole, it's disappointing that it happened and stopped to 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Andy got the top AM position in the first race. Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't know what I've pressed. Really don't. Something I've pressed. Right, there we go. Back in the room. And in the second race, Chris did a good job of getting second in class. But the key point is we saw you doing a lot of sensible driving tonight. We saw you keeping out of the way of the leaders when they were coming through like a massive freight train. Sensible driving, keeping it clean, and hopefully it didn't detract from your enjoyment of the racing.
It didn't. What detracted from my enjoyment of the racing was on the grid. I let the clutch out as normal. Car started to move, got to 3,000 revs, and just stood there revving. And every time I was having to short shift all the way around the track to the pit, I had to pit and go into the options, recalibrate my pedals, set a different clutch up for the night while I can get a permanent fix.
Really?
Just so the car would run. Like I say, get to 3,500 revs and it would just stop moving and rev.
Oh no!
I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't either.
You even get clutch problems in here.
Oh, goodness me, I've never heard of that one.
No.
There you go.
Well,
Super clutch.
Hopefully that never happens again.
And then when I pitted for fuel, obviously I've been told since how to stop it doing it. It reset the tyres. I pitted for fuel and it changed the fronts. I managed to
Get rid
click
of
on
the
the backs and
yeah.
stop it from doing them.
I've had that happen a
And
few times.
again, the lead pack cars, Jamie Wilson took a long while catching me, and when he caught me, I stayed with him to the end of the race because of the new tyres on the front. I think it helped do that again.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, people have been saying that the tyres were going off.
Yeah.
And they saw tyres going off.
I think the trouble with this track is you're never in a straight line.
No.
And
Even
the
the straights
tyres,
aren't straight.
front,
Yeah.
no, the front tyres are really taking an hammering on these cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call and good observation. We go to somewhere else that choose your tyres good and proper. Interlagos for an endurance round next week. Do you like that track? Is it one that you're looking forward to doing?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll probably have a good result because the track itself's nice, but
Yeah.
I've never so far managed to walk up with the track and get it right.
Okay, well.
Next week,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
this is going to be it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if it keeps going. 'Cause this season, every track I don't like, I've done well at. So.
There you go.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? Well, that might continue into next week then. Let's hope it does. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys, and thank you for sticking with it and getting your sound kind of working so you could stream it.
Yeah,
Yes,
a
yeah,
bit
bit
madness,
fraught
yeah.
at the beginning for poor old Pete.
Yeah,
Certainly was.
and special shout out to David Ayres. Hope everything's all right. And to Carl, don't try carrying 6 bags of pies. Carry 4.
Yeah, too right. Well, it's always great having you in the booth, and fantastic having you racing with us on track. And we look forward to next week. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Pete.
Good night, Alan.
Right then. What an evening. I could have done without some of it, but one of the things I couldn't have done without is the racing, because that was mega entertaining. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, in that carnage at the beginning of the second race, but because we like to see everybody, finishing the races and enjoying themselves. And there's gonna be some people who have a bit of a bad taste in the mouth along the way somewhere. Hopefully they can brush it off, Alan?
Yeah, well, exactly. I do hope so. We've seen people do it, and this is generally the best league I've ever come across for resolving issues and keeping it together. So this is one of those tracks. There's going to be contacts. People resolve it generally very well, so I'm confident.
Yeah, we've heard a few of those examples this evening already. So now it's down to us to decide who was the driver of the meeting. Now,
yes.
Now we've got Sam Blease, who got the highest points haul of anybody. We've got Jamie Jeffrey, who popped himself back on the podium again. And to be fair, he pulled out some amazing overtakes. I think the best overtake, and you could easily vote this one, that I saw was that one from Stephen Walker, because that was just so perfect. It was made. I think Christopher Smith may well get my vote, because a cool head on very calm shoulders, gets himself a podium. To get a reverse grid pole and convert it into something decent is difficult, like Stephen Walker said, or Sam Blease said. One of them said it. I'm looking further down the list, and there's other people that had really good races. A really good race evening from Stefan Goebel. But I think the one that stands out for me the most in all of that is Christopher Smith. I think that was an excellent, calm, calculated drive. That RD Simsport team has been tremendous all season, and it's proven it in the team standings. But tonight, that drive from Christopher Smith, very, very competent, very, very controlled, and deserves my vote, I think.
Yes, well, but it would have got mine if you hadn't got yours. So he was going to get the vote tonight. We could mention BVG.
Yeah, that was good.
Also driving. There was some fantastic racing tonight all round. Sam, yeah, absolutely brilliant. And you've said all the people. I'm going to give it to Stephen. I think that overtake was just the most delicious, exquisite thing.
Sublime,
And
wasn't it?
it's going to have it for me because I think that was unsurpassed and unsurpassable, frankly.
Yes, it was on the corner that we're watching now. It was majestic. I don't think I've ever seen an overtake so smooth. But yes, we will now look forward towards Interlagos. 1 week from today. It's the last race week and the last race of the season, and I think it's going to be a little bit closer than Stephen Walker possibly thinks. We'll have to see if Logan even turns up, given his work commitments. I think it's going to be one not to miss. We're likely to get another 27 car grid, let's face it. It's been steady around about that number all season. Amazing to hear that ATC have got 50 odd cars in the grid.
Yeah,
that is
it's
going to
not
be some
brilliant.
spectacle. That, my
Yeah,
God.
and to get that many finishes as well.
I know, incredible, absolutely
As
incredible.
VIR of all places.
I know, which has got lethal corners all over it. So well done to ATC and everybody that takes part in that league, and obviously to Logan and Matthew who run that, possibly with some other people. I'll be watching that on Saturday when they broadcast it, and I urge other people to as well. Thank you to everybody that's raced tonight. Thank you for putting up with and having patience for whatever was going on with my PC after the update that it took in. Thanks to everybody on the chat, and more than ever, thanks to Alan for joining me in the booth. It's not a broadcast on TCRs without you now, so thank you for being here. I fully appreciate it. Stay safe, everybody. I'll hand you over to Alan, and see you next week.
Oh, well, thank you, Pete, my darling. It's my pleasure to sit here next to you every week, as you all know, and I'm looking forward to next week. I'm an endurance guy at heart, and seeing this lot going right into Lagos for an hour is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it a great deal, and I shall see you all there. I'm off to get an extra scotch because I think I've bloody well earned it tonight. Night, night. Big chord.